Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling. Every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling.
12 years. I never expected it to turn out like this. TheBoxingVoice.com. Shout out to the community, man. I appreciate y'all.
What's happening, people? Info Joe, Los Angeles, in the building.
Adrian, the problem Rome, the man from the frozen tundra.
Keem, straight out of Florida. Liz Lowe, Decatur, Georgia.
You already know what it is. It's the Queen, Martha K, Detroit, stand up.
David Maldonado, New York City. Yo, Nuts, don't cut me off, man. Don't cut me off.
King Amin of Essex, catch me for them championship rounds.
Big Super Mac, Plainview, Texas.
Davidian in Buffalo. God bless you all.
In Jesus' name.
Without y'all, it ain't nothing. Without the callers, it ain't nothing, man.
Bad Girl, TKO, San Diego, California.
Big Fish, Vegas, Palm Beach, Florida.
Intrigue, the incredible, straight out the ATL.
James Benitez, Huntsville, Alabama. It ain't hating, it's just the truth.
Show Kid, Mount Vernon, New York, suckers.
SDS Promotions.
Coach Mide from London, UK.
Let's go! I'm ready!
Checking in from Tennessee is Lethal James, P-A-Y-N-E. It's lethal.
Line 6 Reed, just spreading that boots gospel.
Bo from Bama, only in America.
Well, I'm a true attestation to the American dream.
King Born, Crown Heights, Brooklyn. You heard? 4 chicken wings and french fries, breakfast and champions. Let's get to it.
JT, New Orleans, Louisiana.
Stuff like that.
Yo, TVV, this Coach J-Mac. New Orleans, Louisiana, 504, baby.
What have you?
C. Y. E.
California.
Like the video, subscribe to the channel, join YouTube members and Patreon for some.
This is the #1 pound for pound and 2-division champion, Marvin the Tank Furman from Dallas, Texas.
LV Sugler, from DC to Stunt City, Bomb Squad.
Brandon Marie, aka the AJ Trucker, straight out of Cincinnati, baby.
Madbad 100, U.S. Virgin Islands.
Chick Chickarelli, Hollywood, California.
Louis Reyes, Boston, Mass. Yo, drop that SDS shit,
This
son.
message was brought to you by SDS Promotions.
The voice of the people. There is no equal. You can add Nestor Gibbs on Skype to be part of the conversation. TheBoxingVoice.com.
As I always say, please make sure you push the thumbs up. Share this in every episode of the Boxing Voice podcast. This is TBV for life. If you ain't on Patreon, that's because you're stupid.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to your Sunday morning afterthoughts. What did we see this weekend and what do we think? What our mind has put together after a good week in the boxing. Jake Paul does what he should, but definitely brings out a bunch of people to a sold-out arena. Shadeja Green does her thing. Amanda Serrano gets the win. Let's talk some boxing, ladies and gentlemen. Doesn't matter where you're from, where you at. The number to call, 1-425-569-5241. Use Twitter Spaces or Discord to connect absolutely free via your cell phone anywhere in the world. We're looking for your thoughts on Jake Paul and his performance versus Nate Diaz. I'm going to be real. Nate disappointed me. But again, I'm not an MMA fan. So I always pick Paul to win. We made a lot of money off Paul. Um, our long parlay, 14 parlay hit because Paul got the win. All our Paul decisions hit because Paul got the win. Shadeja Green and Paul by decision, that hit because Paul got the win. Shout out to Jake Paul making money for TBV. You feel me? What's next for Paul? He needs another boxer. Not Tommy yet. Not yet. I like what he did yesterday. I like how he stood on the inside with Nate and let those arm punches go around him, hit him on the arms, hit him, on the guard, but not hit him flush. He stood very close to Nate and took away anything that Nate could do by staying on the inside with him, kind of right hand to his head, high guard, and then he would kind of shoulder roll, use the shoulder for the left side, and the forearm would cross his belly, and he would get really close to Nate so that he could smother Nate's punches and they wouldn't really have the proper effect. He certainly learned some things. I'm surprised to see the trainers that he got. With all the money that he got, I'm shocked he hasn't gone to a big time trainer. And no disrespect to those guys. Like, I feel like the dude that was in the corner had been in the corner with Amir Mansour many, 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 many years ago. I can't even remember his name. But, that's who they're using. I think Jake needs to bring in somebody with real expertise. I see he's no longer got BJ Flores there, and that's okay. BJ took him as far as he could go. But I think that the people that are with him isn't the right answer. It isn't the right fit. He's still, doing some mistakes in there. He really doesn't know how to attack for real. Like, you know what I mean? He's got to learn how to get his man out of there without waiting for the guy to come to him. They got to teach him how to fight on that front foot, how to be more of a killer, so to speak. And by killer, I mean, you got your man hurt, get him out of there. You got somebody in there that isn't on your level skill-wise, get him out of there. Listen, you know the amount of times that he hit Nate to the body and Nate would play it off? Them straight rights to the body was banging Nate up. And truth be told, he should have went down to that body a whole lot more. He would have got Nate old ass out of there. How many times did Nate walk off? He didn't really want to fight. Then his brother Nick looks crazy in this post-fight interview. I mean, dude, are them dudes on something? Did they? And I'm not the smartest or the sharpest crayon in the box, but like, did they go to school? Them post-fight interviews was horrible. What the fuck was Nick saying? They had to help him over the finish line so many times. Like, bruh, dude was straight rambling. Like, they cut the interview. Immediately, what's my man that was on the right of Nick? He's like, oh, yeah, we got to go. Shout out to everybody. And they cut it because he was so garbage, man. They got names. Obviously, Stockton was in the house cheering for Nick or Nate or whatever. But Jake Paul will beat both of them. Unfortunately, it wasn't by knockout, and that's what he needed. But, going rounds is always good for Jake to get more boxing experience. It's just that you're not really getting experience with these dudes. I mean, look at the way Nick was fighting. He's not a boxer by any means of the word. He's not going to prepare you for Tommy Fury at all. That was a walk in the park for Jake. Nate is just not in the right shape. He doesn't throw traditional punches. Everything is slappy. So even if you had him outworking Jake was throwing the more effective punches, the harder punches. This was what it was. You feel me? It was a way for Jake to get back in the win column, and that's what they did. They got back in the win column. But we need to step up, man. We need to step up from Jake. I don't even mean his opponent. Like, I want to see better performances. I want to see more domination. I want to see him, learn how to go to that body just a little bit better. I feel like he's still tentative. He stood on the outside a lot. He used his feet, and that's good. He set up Diaz by using his feet, by having Diaz follow him, and then boom, clipped him with the hook. You know what I mean? He did a lot of good things, but I just feel like he can do better, bro. He got like 3-4 years, being a boxer that's not average. And what I mean by that is, like, he didn't start in the slums. He didn't start with a free trainer. He didn't start, in some beat up gym. No, this dude just created a training camp and went from there. So again, he gets to pick and choose the best. He got Larry Wade with him for this camp, you know. And I felt like he gassed a little bit. He keeps gassing. This was a 10-rounder, so respect to Jake. Like, nobody on his level is really doing 10-rounders in 8 fights, so respect to Jake, especially off a loss. Respect to Jake. But I feel like he needs that killer instinct. I feel like he needs that killer instinct, man. He's not really going for it in there the way that he should versus an MMA dude that's just, come on, he's not on his level, bro. Like, that dude Nick, he had to be high. He had to have not trained as well, right? Like, come on, man. He couldn't have trained, bro. That shit was bananas. But listen, Jake did his thing, right? He had a packed house. He be bringing them out. It's crazy how many units this kid moves. You know what I mean? We'll see what this fight does in terms of pay-per-view, but they say his last one was 850. His last one did like 850 globally though. Globally, which is okay. Look, it's okay. He's never been a boxing guy. He's creating his own lane, doing his own thing, having more success with these MMA fighters than he is any real boxers. He does say he want that rematch though with Tommy. Again, I don't think he's ready. I do not think he's ready. We certainly need some options for Jake. What's next? And it's even hard for me to matchmake at this point because he lost to Tommy, so we know he's limited. So we got to watch who we put him in there with because, he could fuck around and lose again. And we stopped selling pay-per-views. We stopped selling so many tickets and putting so much attention on the sport of boxing the way that he has been doing for the last 3 years. So we don't really want him to get beat. We want him in competitive fights that he can win and continue to grow as a fighter. I'm Team Jake for sure. I don't want him to lose. I don't want him to get, knocked out and suffer, some sort of depression. Jake could easily be Logan and be fucking playing kid games in the WWE. Instead, he's here in the sport of boxing, bringing in a lot of economics, okay? A lot of ticket sales, a lot of pay-per-view sales, a lot of attention, a lot of views, as Drake says. So we got to appreciate that. As a boxing purist myself, I have no issues. I even like Jake more than the rest of them, right? What did he say? He's like, bro, this YouTube boxing is fucking destroying boxing. Why? Because he feel he out here really boxing, and these other dudes, they in their own lane, created their own bubble with their own commission, with their own belts. Jake's playing with the big boys. Is he picking and choosing? Yeah, but he stuck his toe in the water. It was too hot for him. He took it out. He's back to beating on MMA dudes. That's okay. Only dude I know is Nick, so that's who I want next. But Jake definitely stops Nick. I'm telling you, Jake stops Nick. Cause that's the dude I've seen spar. He stops him. That dude, you already seen in that post fight. He don't even got all the marbles up there. Like he could barely finish that interview. It was insane and sad to watch. I didn't even know MMA dudes get punch drunk like that. Somebody gonna chat and say that's how they sound. They from Stockton. I ain't trying to hear that. Somebody needed to correct that shit a long time ago. That shit was embarrassing. That post fight interview with his brother Nick. Embarrassing. He barely could get words out. So let's go ahead and put him on the chopping block, knock him out since he think he better than both men in the ring is what he said. Let's get him out of there. He's a moving target. I mean, he's not a moving target. My man is right there. If you thought motherfucking Nate is bad, man, Nick ain't moving nothing. He will get hit with everything coming at him. But before I open it up, I do want to talk Shadeja Green. I know she let a few of us down by not getting a stoppage over what's perceived to be a club level fighter in Olivia Curry. Olivia had never been on this level, but she had got picked up by Rick Ramos. Rick Ramos obviously seen something in her, obviously believed in her, called MVP to make this fight. It wasn't like MVP called Rick Ramos. It wasn't like MVP knew about Olivia. So credit to Olivia Curry, because she had definitely a lot of courage. That Curry courage. She was in there doing her thing. She ain't really laying a lot of shots. So when I say doing her thing, I mean just hanging, surviving, but looking decent. Did she land some shots? Absolutely, she hit Shadeja. It's a fight. But, Max Kellerman had a phrase that stuck with me throughout all these years, and he said, who would you rather be? And I know that's not how you judge or score fights, but truthfully, I would have rather not been Olivia Curry getting punched with all them shots that she was getting hit with by Shadeja Green. I would rather have not been Olivia Curry in that round where Shadeja Green knocked her all around and she was looking discombobulated and then saying no while literally falling over and being stumbled and getting knocked again in the side of their head right before the bell rang. I would rather not be that girl. I would rather not be that girl in any of those rounds that I seen last night. So when you call in here to shit on Shadeja just because, Ness rocks with her and she didn't get a knockout, keep in mind what she did do, which was, you feel me, destroy this girl. Now, was this a performance worthy of beating Clarissa Shields? No. No, I mean, it was obvious. Everyone said the same thing last night, and that's okay. She's got to work on her tank. This could possibly be the second time now that we think we've seen her gas. And I say think because maybe she's just a patient fighter. Maybe she's just a patient fighter. A lot of intelligent fighters take a round or two off, Even Jake was winning all the rounds, took a round off. Floyd gives up some of the rounds while he's downloading. Crawford comes back from behind, obviously other than this fight. But again, some can say this fight too because Earl pretty much won the first round in everyone's scorecard. So does Shadeja need to work on a tank? I'm not sure if it's tank or just work on letting her hands go more. Maybe she's too conservative, and versus Clarissa, that ain't gonna work because Clarissa works. Clarissa works. So she ain't got to worry about Clarissa just yet. Next on the chopping block should be Savannah Marshall. That'll give her more experience before getting in there with Clarissa. It would be a slower paced fight with Savannah, but it would be a bigger woman, longer arms, big puncher, toughest test till date for Shadeja if that's what's next, as Shadeja is the mandatory to Marshall, and there should be no more step asides as the WBC ordered after that fight. This fight between Green and Marshall has to take place. So we shall see what happens. Truth be told, you know, Shadeja called me yesterday and she said, "Yeah, I know you don't know about my power versus Marshall." So she's quoting me, right? Because I'm like, "Yo, I don't know about her power versus Marshall. Marshall is tall. Marshall is strong. Marshall's been training with Peter Fury her whole life. Marshall got signed to Mayweather. You know, obviously she's no longer with Mayweather, but she has all that. She got the win over Clarissa. Did she get schooled in the pro fight? Yeah, she got blanked in the pro fight, but she has a lot of credentials, you know. And it's like I said, I don't know about Shadeja's power with Marshall. Just like, look at yesterday, no one thought Olivia Curry would take them shots. I mean, I literally seen her computer reboot. Go look at that shot where she's right after she gets hit, she shakes her head. No, look at her eyes. Like one eye lifts, the other one goes down. I mean, her computer legit restarted. She restarted, like, again, and that's what I'm saying. If Shadeja would have jumped on her ass, you feel me? Like, you know them fighters that when they see a fighter get hurt, what they do? They get in that running position. They start running after that motherfucking wounded animal. Shadeja's very chill. You feel me? She lucky it was 7 in the morning over here because I was going to text her like, "Champ, you know what I'm saying? You got to get a little bit." And look, truth be told, patience is a virtue, right? Like, so her being patient, she makes no mistakes. She works behind her stick, but she's going to hit a fight back. She's going to hit a commentator. She's going to hit Gardner doubting her in a Shields fight. You know what I mean? Because that's where you at now, Green. This where you at. You can't take this personal. You at the point in your career where everything you do is under the microscope because you up next. You either fighting Marshall, Clarissa, or Franchon Cruz. And I say that respectfully with Franchon Cruz. I know she's not in the mix, but, you know, we've seen weirder shit happen. You know, but those are your top women right now. So it's like, you got to step up because Clarissa out here letting hands go. We know Savannah letting hands go. We know Franchon letting hands go. She ain't conservative with her punches. Now, good. It's good to be conservative like Floyd if you accurate like Floyd. And I'm not saying she is not, Green. I'm not saying you not, Shadeja. I'm just saying if you're accurate, then it's okay to throw less punches because, you know, the ones you throwing, you making them count. Second thing, for those that don't know, you know, Ann Wolf walked her out. Ann Wolf was kind of in the corner. Ann Wolf got a little interview. And shout out to Shadeja, man. Shout out to Ann Wolf. You know, I had reached out to her, told her all about Shadeja, gave Shadeja her number, and gave Ann Wolf Shadeja's number so that they could talk. And Shadeja hit her up, man. And at first, and she tells me Ann Wolf didn't answer. And then she finally answered, and they hit it off. I hope Shadeja does a camp with Ann Wolf. I hope they go to Texas to do that camp. I want to see Ann Wolf break out the pickup truck with the heavy bag in the back. I want to see Shadeja chasing the pickup truck while punching the heavy bag. I need Shadeja to be in dog shape for Savannah Marshall and Clarissa Shields. She got to let more than 1-2 go. It got to be 3 and 4 with them girls. Got to. That's my opinion. I ain't no trainer, though. But that's my opinion. It got to be 3. Like, you seen when Shadeja walked down Olivia Curry and was digging to the body, it was still right. It was still 6'7". It was still just a right hook, uppercut, left uppercut to the body. That's it. Man, fucking move more. Get in there. You said, well, even though I said it, you ran with it, but She says she the motherfucking Jerron Boots Ennis of the female division. Well, show us, because Jerron throw punches in combinations, not ones and twos, not just ones and twos. And I'm being critical because I love her. You were stingy with the jab too. You were stingy with the jab. Double that shit. Walk this girl down. She never been on your level. And you can tell you was hurting her big time. Big time. And you know, the commentators was a bit harsh saying you didn't go to, I felt like you went to the body a lot of, like, let's say the first through 4 rounds. She was going through the body. Like they ignored the fact that she was in smothering Olivia and throwing that 6 and that 7 to the body. You know? They ignored a lot of that because they got high expectations for you. Your name is Sweet's Terminator. You're supposed to terminate this chick. But you still beat the shit out of her. You still showed you got massive power, because anybody that didn't see Olivia Curry blinking after getting punched and not knowing where she was at when she went to the corner, then you just don't know boxing. But Shadeja got to step up. This the high level now. And it's crazy, right, to be in this position that I know her personally, because you look at things and you're like, Boots next up. Boots next up. Put him in there with Crawford. Put him in there with Earl. And then they go on and they need those Karen performances. They need those Olivia Curry performances, because it's like, you be thinking, yo, they ready, throw them in there. But it's like Danny said, Crawford got 18 title fights. How many title fights does Clarissa Shields have? You know, like, Green is just building her shit now. Maybe she got 3 defenses of that silver now. Maybe 2. You feel me? Marshall has been in more world championship fights than Green. That experience matters. That experience matters. Like, look, as tough as Olivia Curry was, not being on the world stage didn't allow her to truly be competitive. Because I know the announcers got to say she was competitive, but get the fuck out of here. Landing a flurry that's getting blocked, and maybe the 4th shot gets through. You know, ha ha ha. She looked like a thicker Michaela Mayer the way she was yelling in there. Ha 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 ha. Get out of here. You feel me? They was giving her way too much credit for just moving her hands. But that's Shadeja's fault, because we had you on another level. We had you on another level. The announcers thought you was on another level, so they was like, oh, who's this girl hanging in here with the champ? Now, don't take this wrong in any way. This ain't me saying she ain't do her thing, because to me, it was a one-sided beatdown. You know what I mean? Olivia Curry was competitive from a durability standpoint. Like, I want to see her back from the standpoint of she's tough as nails, you know? Let's see how Alicia Napoleon does with her. Let's see how O'Shea Jones, right? I think she had welterweight, though, maybe. I'm not sure, but, you know, she be sparring them big girls. Let's see how Christina Hammer does with her, you know? Let's get some of these other girls that's been dormant in the mix with Olivia. Olivia earned her keep. She earned a return fight. Now, I'm not saying Olivia beats any of those fights, because technique-wise, I just can't see her one-upping any of them girls with that style. It's just, you know, a come forward, ha, 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 4 punches. That's good, though, you know, especially in women's boxing, to be active like that. Like, you hear me asking Shadeja to let her hands go slightly more. So it's good that Olivia does do that, but I mean, there's really no pop behind it. There's not a ton of technique behind it. So I don't really know how much that matters. You feel me? But again, credit to her. If I sound like I'm not giving her credit or enough credit, remember that I've been telling you about Shadeja Green for 7 years. So, you know, I'm not supposed to be looking at Olivia Curry with googly eyes. I'm looking at Shadeja, the girl that I've been telling you is next up, with critical eyes and obviously with those come on champ, prove me right eyes. Show the world what I already know eyes. You feel me? So yeah, man. Overall decent weekend of boxing. Um it's crazy cause I wasn't gonna buy this pay-per-view, let me tell you. I just wasn't. But luckily, this one was able to be purchased on DAZN and ESPN and not that other company that steals from you. So after the whole first fight, I literally just gave in and bought the fucking pay-per-view. Not before trying this new generation stuff. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. See what I'm saying? Like people say, "Oh nah, that shit don't be stopping." I can't be in the middle of my fight and a dude throws a punch and it's like, and it just stops. You cheap motherfuckers is out there still in fights to go through that. God bless you, man. You got the patience of a fucking them UK guards, you know what I'm saying? They're not allowed to make faces and shit. Like, y'all terrible because I couldn't. Somebody like, basically, somebody put me in position with a method to view the fight, and I wasn't satisfied. I just wasn't satisfied. I'm sorry. I wasn't satisfied. And I ended up purchasing it on my DAZN account. $59. $59. What I'm gonna do? It wasn't just Jake. It ain't like I bought it for Jake, but I did, right? Because I bought his last one with Tommy Fury. But I also bought it because of Shadeja. You feel me? She's on the undercard. How else I'm gonna see? I ain't waiting for the fucking replay and all that weird shit. I needed to see my girl, man, and see how good or bad she did. Certainly, you know, base. You're as good as you're as good as your last fight, and Olivia Curry is no Marshall. She's no Marshall. So while Shadeja did great, while she damn near, you know, killed that girl with some of them punches, Olivia Curry is not Savannah Marshall at all. So definitely there's gonna have to be some adjustments made. And I hope that Ann Wolf is not just a prop on TV. I hope Ann Wolf is actually coming in um, and to be part of the team. Let me just text her though. Because I know her mom watches the show, so she's going to hit me back on a playback like, word is born, my mom told me you said. And it's out of love. I'd rather say it now than wait for the Marshall fight and be like, damn, I knew she had to work on letting her hands go. But I've been telling her that since Isaiah Hernandez. That's just her style, man. And hopefully she breaks out of that. But I told her that shit in the Hernandez fight. You got to throw more punches. You gotta throw more punches. That shit, you gotta throw more punches. You just got to. Yo, and I get what Amanda Serrano did. I get what she did. She helped, the very beautiful Heather Hardy. Shout out to Heather and her story. I know her personally. We've interviewed her a dozen times. She actually made an appearance on one of our intros. I don't know where it's at, but we got an intro with Heather. She's an amazing person. But she should not be boxing on that level. That shit was bad, bro. That shit was so brutal, and it's always brutal for her. It's over. Like they just need to stop putting her with the world level. Um, cause she gonna get hurt. You know, they talking about we did it to help her, but damn, she had to take some lumps for that check. Lumps like a motherfucker. Her face was swolled up all different type of ways, and she's just not on that level. She barely landed one punch. He barely she barely landed any decent shots, man. So I don't know, man. I would like to see Heather, if not retire, certainly not fight the likes of Amanda Serrano or anyone on Amanda's level. That shit is not safe for my girl Heather. But looks like we're joined with the champ, Shadeja Green.
Hey,
How are you?
what's going on, man? Good morning. Good morning.
So we just being critical of your performance over here, dissecting it as us non-boxing people do. We don't get in the ring, so we talk about those that do. So, champ, I thought you had a great performance. I know that the announcers were expecting a knockout. I'm sure even you knockout. Olivia certainly proved to be tougher than we thought. To be on that club
Absolutely.
level fighting locally in Chicago, no one thought she would hang 10 rounds with the Sweets Terminator. So let's start there. Was she tougher than you
Yeah.
expected?
To be honest with you, um, she wasn't tougher than I expected. I expected her to be tough. I know she has a Muay Thai background, so that I know that when I train with Barry and Terrific, that they have a tendency to sometimes get the MMA guys, and those guys really go blow for blow because they're working on their stand-up game. So I was pumped up because I kept reading interviews about her putting pressure on me and telling me that she's gonna make me regret um, calling her, and I believed her. So when I went out there, I said to myself, like, this is gonna be a good one, and that's why you see us. We would every round, like we were smiling. We were smiling at each other. I'm like, yeah, bring it, So she put on a great performance last night, man. I was so happy to share the ring with her, honestly.
So obviously, being at the top of your division, the comparisons last night were through the roof. Um, They asked Bumgardner numerous times how you would do with Clarissa. Even without asking her, Bumgardner would say if she wants that Clarissa fight, she's got to work on the tank. Do you think you got tired last night?
No, I think that as a professional, um, what I was trying to do last night is, and I went back and watched the fight. I was pacing myself, and honestly, the shots that I was letting go was beautiful in combinations. I don't see female fighters go to the body as much as I did yesterday, and then the uppercut. I have a lot to work on, but I was throwing 3 and 4 punch combinations, playing defense and then offense, and that Muay Thai style is I would get off with power punches, and then she would come back with straight punches down the pipe. And I think I showed a lot of composure. I have a lot to work on. Um, I got the best trainers in the world. They don't get enough credit, but I wasn't tired last night, and I read that also that it was a rating that basically if Shadeja Green can get her out in the first 4 to 6 rounds, it's going to be a knockout. But if she after 6, we're going to see. I had her hurt in the 6th, 7th, and 8th. Finished strong in the 9th. Danced around in the 10th. So I wanted the 10 rounds.
So people are believing this specifically in the seventh round. Do you recall that round and how, I guess, different was it from any of the others? Because that's the one where they feel, you might have had less energy since you said you didn't gas.
No, I caught my second win in the 7th round. I heard her in the 6th, the 7th, and the 8th, and the bell saved her. So I mean, we fighting. People don't understand. A lot of people always say Alicia Baumgartner look tired, and she always say she's never tired. Everybody always say in every fight, the last 2 fights, they say, "Oh, she looks tired," and she's talking about going against Amanda Serrano, who throws punches from round 1 to round 20 if you give her a chance to. You know,
For
so
sure.
I think I was pacing myself. But what they looking at might be. I thought the commentator. I got a couple of calls this morning were very very biased. And I can respect that. I've heard it before. I've seen it before. If you turn it off, you'll see it dominating.
But bias
Dominate.
in terms of what though? Because I don't feel they were giving
I feel,
Olivia Curry like all this credit. I think they were just more shocked she was still there.
yeah, I feel like they were more concerned with the fact that she was still standing, less than the fact that I was separating myself every round. The judges had it every round. I picked it up and I just started separating myself, and it was just only thing I didn't do was push her out the ring, which I started to. After I had her hurt, I said, "Damn it, you won't go down. Let me push you out. Let me help you."
So you spoke about it and the commentators did, and before you jumped on, I spoke about it, except that we all have different views on it. You said you did great body work, punch 3s and 4s. I said you did great body work, but I felt like there was 2 punches, 7-6. I always felt you going right uppercut, finish with the left, and then you smother. Occasionally, you did bring that right hand back up for the uppercut, which certainly popped the head up a few times. But I ain't see 3 and 4. I'm gonna rewatch it. I felt it was more 1 and 2. The announcers felt like you should have kept going to the body. What do you feel? Do you think you abandoned the body after the 4th?
Probably. I watched it yesterday, but probably I'm open. I'm a sponge, man. I got a lot of work to do. I'm going right back to the lab. So if they say that I abandoned it, and I know Terrific was yelling for it, Barry was yelling for it. So I might have, it wasn't my perfect performance, and I tell you what, the mistakes, whatever mistakes I made this fight, I won't make them next fight.
So, see, I think that's where everybody got it wrong. I think it was a great performance. Again, we just have high expectations.
Yeah.
You're this tank kind of anomaly that you get these knockouts. So when you don't get it, it's like
It's a gift.
Gennady.
It's
Exactly. Gift and a curse. Exactly.
That's exactly what it is. But like I said, so many people came up to me last night and was like dominating, but you know, people want to see the sweet Terminator knock out. But hey, now it's like, okay, well, if she can't knock you out, she can still dominate you for 10 rounds. I'm only gonna get better. I needed that. She took me 10 rounds in front of a. I don't know why it was so many damn near people there. My nerves didn't leave till after the first round. I couldn't believe those people, those seats was filled up like that so early. Everything what Olivia Curry just did was propel my career. She danced with me in front of so many people on a crazy platform. Took me 10 hard rounds. She did everything to help me. You know what I'm saying? And I commend her and I respect her for that.
How do you think Olivia prepared you for Savannah Marshall? Because that's allegedly what's next.
No, allegedly.
I mean, you know how this business is.
We don't care how the business is. We gonna get it done. She's a little bit taller. I feel like Savannah Marshall. It'll be a tougher fight. Of course, I'm prepared for that. She's a power puncher. She's more skillful. But like I said, the question was, if you read everywhere, can Shadasia go 10 rounds? Um, this me taking this fight. It was a great it was great for what it was. Now I'm going back into the lab to get better. She prepared me on all levels. I know that in the UK, them fans is gonna be. Did you hear? That was a pro Nate crowd yesterday.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was a
Jake
pro.
was getting booed.
Yes. So Olivia Curry had some fans there too. You know what I'm saying? I heard them loud and clear. It was front row. Kept saying, "She's getting tired. She's getting tired." I'm laughing at her, like I'm talking to her in the clutch. Like I ain't getting tired. So I think she just prepared me on all levels, man. Because of the platform that we were on, and because of the rounds, and just she brought it too. You know, she came forward. And then I really, I made an adjustment. Started moving around a little bit. I was really comfortable in there, moving around, touching the guard a little bit, tapping it, going to the body. Then I started boxing her a little bit. I turned lefty once, and I didn't want to reveal it. Barry told me not to reveal it yet, but I was so comfortable. And now I'm gonna go and work on my mistakes. Make sure y'all give me a happy birthday. Okay, I'm not gonna post my Cash App, my Zelle, because my wife hates that. But my birthday tomorrow, and I'll be back in the gym Wednesday, man. My face is scot free. She headbutted me, and I can't even be mad because she apologized when she headbutted me. And the Tim, I like that. I like her. I'm telling that boxing voice, Olivia Curry. I like her.
So she earned your respect. When exactly did she earn your respect in that fight in terms of her power? Or was
Power
it
was
just her overall being? Is nothing one specific nothing specific?
her being in there, her standing in front of me. Her, her, she was out on her feet, laughing, wobbling
Word.
back, 3 rounds, and she got up the next round. And I gotta say this. In some of my fights, I'd be like, yeah, I just turned into a professional. Your body tells a story. Barry used to always tell me, your body tells a story. In this fight, I seen the professional side of me. I said it's terrific. I'm like, let me up. Let me up. Because it brought me back to that warrior zone. Like, I got her hurt. Let me up. She made it back to the thing. Let me up 20 seconds before the bell. Because they saying I'm going to get tired. They saying I'm tired. Let me up. This guy's terrific. Grabs me and pull me up. He says, oh, I thought you said help me up. I'm looking at him like, what the hell is you doing? Let me up. Put my mouthpiece in. Give me some more. Let me up. I want her to get up looking at me that I'm up. That's what made me respect her. When I would come out, the ref kept saying, go back to your corner. I'm like, why you ain't telling her to go back to her corner? I'm trying to get a head start out there. And I'm smiling. If you could see, if you watch it, we smiling at each other. And then the 7th round, after I had her hurt at the end, coming into the 8th, I said, you a tough son of a bitch. You know that, right? She was like, yeah. We had fun. That was preparation. That's the best preparation I can get. A live fight with 10-ounce gloves on. And the grants felt amazing.
Shout out to the Grants. So champ, um, let me see here. What's your thoughts on Clarissa Shields trying to campaign for a fight with Keith Thurman? You find that disrespectful? You think it's cool? You think she's trying to get her popularity up? What's your overall thoughts on this new campaign that she started that she wants to fight Keith one time Thurman?
I have no thoughts. I have no judgment on her legacy. That's her. If that's what she chooses to do, she wants to test herself and skills against a guy. She has a competitive nature. She talks too much, but she has a competitive nature within her, and she's a born fighter. Why not go and chase greatness? You know, I can't compare it to me. I wouldn't do it, but because a man is a man and a woman is a woman. But you gotta. We get so hung up on what we think about her competitive nature. Let her. It's her. She wants to be. She's competitive.
So you just said a man is a man and a woman is a woman, but you spar with men. Like I've watched you
Yeah.
spar world class men. So
It's
how
different.
different?
Way different. We sparring with headgear in 16 ounces and is monitored. It's monitored. There's no referee. It's monitored by the trainers. You're protected to some sort. You know, some of these women that be sparring these men, the trainers would be like, okay, keep it on this level. Me, unfortunately, I don't have the liberty of that. I can't go to either one of my trainers and they gonna say, nah, go, let's go. We going 100%. You gotta fight. But when you in a ring with 10-ounce gloves, that really makes a difference. The gloves are smaller. You cut weight that week, so the fluid on your brain might not. I just learned this too. When you cutting weight, the last part to go for the water is from the brain. Barry just told me this. So you got to make sure you rehydrate properly to get that water back around your brain. So on top of that, that means that you're knockout prone to being knocked out during fight week, which becomes fight night. 10 ounces with some Vaseline and and Vaseline and skin, pure skin, under the lights, in front of a crowd. Intensity's roaring. Referee with gloves on, just pulling you apart, letting you work. I'm not sure that I want to take those chances with a man.
So, when are you expecting the Marshall fight and announcement to take place? Or not fight, but just the announcement? Or is that nowhere near being talked about just yet? You just know you're next.
It's already being talked about. I'm gonna leave that. I left that to my team. I got a word yesterday. I got a word at the beginning of the week. So MVP is gonna handle that, and I should be hearing from them shortly. They've been in contact already, so they're doing their job, you know. And I just had a nice little short meeting on the way to the. I'm in the airport right now with my team. You know, got Terrific right there. Got Barry right there. You know, they all on. So we talked about what's needed and what I need to work on, what I need to do. We ain't wasting no time. Told me what they want from me and where we gotta go, and everybody's on board for what's next. And Shadeja Green will be the undisputed super middleweight world champion. There's no question about that. I'm gonna put in the work. I'm gonna just like I sacrificed for this fight. I'm gonna sacrifice. We're gonna do what we gotta do. Can't go on. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be hard. But I'm coming away with those belts. So everybody's on the same page.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Um, so I guess next we talked about Savannah Marshall. We definitely talked about the performance. What did you think of actually the Ann Wolf experience? Let's get touch on that. How was that? And are you going to train with her? I know you got a team already, but you know she's different. She got this pickup truck with the fucking heavy bag. She makes you hit the bag while chasing the truck. Like, we all seen Prime James Kirkland was a fucking animal. Does she say she want to at least look at you train? Like, what's up with that?
We definitely talked. That experience was very intense. Love in. Like I said, I didn't want to. It was a surprise, but she told me yesterday. She said to me out when I got out the ring. She said, "I don't walk nobody out," and I don't say this to every female. And I couldn't. I was trying to catch what she meant. She was like, "You don't know how good you are."
Mm.
She said, "You don't realize how good." You know she cursed. She said, "You don't know how fucking good you are."
Mm.
And I'm like,
Did you
you
ask
know,
why? Did you
she just
ask
was
what?
said, all you need is the dog, the meanness. I had the dog, I had the mean, but you got everything. She said a lot to me, man. She talked to Danny for hours.
That's crazy, champ, because if you listen to the fight, Porter said that. They said, yo, so how was Ann Wolf and Shadeja comparing? He said, well, Ann is different. Ann was, she would come at you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And that's what I said when I opened this show. You're a lot more patient and conservative with your punches. You ain't just throwing punches to throw punches.
No, I
So
don't.
that's what separates you and Ann, and that's probably why people have that misconception that you ain't got dog because you not just out there throwing all these punches. You know what I mean?
This shit is a science, man. You gotta understand, I came up since I was 15 years old under the tutelage of Barry Porter. You never trained me like an amateur. It's a fucking science, man. You got 10 rounds. You show them something different. While they preparing and they coming out to try to do something different for the thing that you did the round before, you on a whole nother floor. That was level 1. Now I done changed it up. Now you gotta figure out what I'm doing on level 2. I ain't gonna give y'all too much because you're gonna see it. But it's like you love, man, and it's not even about looking pretty. I got that dog in me. I know you seen it yesterday, 6 or 7 when I had her hurt. I'm walking her down, high guard, right hand, boom, left hook to the body. That shit it was pretty, but I got it in me. You know what I'm saying? I needed that. I need that experience in front of those bright lights. And Wolf in the corner, like, come on. It was crazy. But as far as like my camp, I would love for Ann to come and watch me train. But I think her and Barry gonna fall in love because I've seen all that before. I've seen all that before.
What you mean?
The training that James Kirkland did, that crazy shit that he did in that hot sun, I was doing that when I was 15. That's why I'm levels ahead. I was doing that when I was 15. So I would love for her and Barry and Terrific to come together and combine. And I said, Ann, we gotta stay in touch. And she wants to. You know what I'm saying? She's been in the ring. She's been where I'm trying to go. That's always amazing. That you gotta be a sponge, and I'm open. Unlike these other fighters, I'm open to that. First of all, and I want to be I want you to, how you do the siren like dun, 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 put the siren on. The only person that could get Ann Wolf out and about. They invited her to Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence, and she did not go because she wanted to come see me. When the last time you seen Ann Wolf in the corner at a fight?
I said that the other day. It was so long ago. I would have to check because we interviewed her the last time she was at a fight, and that video got a lot of views. But it was somewhere in Texas she went out. It's been a long time. I want to say maybe at least 7 to 10 years.
Exactly. And she don't co-sign no fighters, man. So that touched my heart, and that touched my soul. But I'm scared to go home because I already know what's in works for me, man. I
Shout
already know
out
what's
to
going.
Ann Wolf though for not changing her number. That's crazy. So last time I seen her was May 11th, 2015.
Wow.
Yeah. But she ain't changed her number all that time. So salute to her, man. That worked out.
Yeah, man.
That was
We
great,
got. I
man. I
got
was
pictures.
happy. I was happy to see her in the corner with you.
Yeah.
Because it's like you said, she hasn't co-signed nobody in a long time. The last dude she co-signed, it was a man, and he passed away. Travell, something with an M. It was like Black Magic. He was signing Golden Boy. He passed away. That was the last person. So
Yeah. Sorry
yeah,
to hear
man.
that.
Salute, man, that she sees something in you. We all do, champ. So how is the Savannah Marshall fight going to be different from the Olivia Curry fight?
There's levels, As fighters, we have a tendency to either fight down or fight up to our level. I don't think that I fought down to Olivia Curry's level. She just brought it. She brought that energy, and like I said, I was more appreciative of the experience. But like I said, I also dominated every round besides the first. It was looking for a round to give her, and then all three of the judges' scorecards, they got it right. From what I seen, 90 to 99, 90 to 99, 88 to 100, 100 to 88. Even the doctor said I scored. I gave you every round besides one.
Champ,
So
when you spoke to Ann Wolf, did you ask, does she watch actively boxing? Like, does she know who Savannah Marshall is? Does she know who Clarissa is? Does she know who Franchon is
you
or
know,
no?
she know exactly who all of them is, and she said, "Let me tell you something, baby. Your skill and your power." She said it again in the locker room, but I ain't gonna reveal that. But I think Savannah Marshall might have reached out for her to train her.
Oh.
I'm not sure. Yeah, which is
So you
smart.
feeling special right now. You feeling special right now that she only replied to you.
I mean, I feel special because she's a legend, and I honor her. And you wanna, but um, I'm special because of the trainers I have now, man. So, but I felt special yesterday, and it's so intense. When I first seen her, I feel like I'm just like looking at. She got that Texas thing about her, like whoosh. She tough. Got that Texas thing about her, like
Uh-oh.
yeah.
Uh-oh.
You know,
Trinidad
what she told.
Garcia. Trinidad Garcia just hit me up. He said, I told you this was going to be a fight. That's Olivia Curry's trainer.
Yeah, I just talked to him. Man. I was talking to him in the lobby, and he came in. In my dress room yesterday, and he said to me, he said some real special things to me, man. And he just told me like, yo, go get them belts, man. And I'm honored, man. I think Olivia Curry could go to 160 and do amazing things. Amazing things. The girl is strong. She tough.
She
She
got
got
to be
heart.
able to land punches, though, champ. Like, she's durable, but she wasn't, like, hitting you Like you would block, let's say 1, 2, 3, and 4 would split the guard because
Yep.
she coming down the middle, Pacquiao style. Like she got to learn to
Yep.
move ahead, learn to mix in a hook. She's like ha ha ha. I called her like and that was a bad comparison because Michaela Mayer got a lot of skill. What I meant is she sounds like Michaela Mayer when she's letting off her combinations. The sound that
But do
Michaela
you see
makes.
how so contradictive? Because you just said she's got to land down the middle, but yet Sean Porter is saying Olivia Curry is bringing the fight. But she threw 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3 would miss, and 4 would maybe land. Do you see that?
Yeah,
That's
I seen
basically
that.
that's the
But that's
sweet
what I
Terminator.
told you. It's because of who
I'm
you are. That's like when
scared.
Mayweather got hit by the Mosley punch. Even though he won every other round, people remember Mayweather getting clipped.
Yeah, yeah,
Not that you're on the
yeah.
Mayweather level yet, but I'm just letting you know how the fans perceive things. But I
You
think
can
that's
say that.
pretty much it. Say again?
Nah, I say yeah. You can say that. You can say that. Floyd, my boy. Nah, man, I'm just playing. Yeah,
Yeah, so I will say this though. You have ran with the phrase that you're the boots of the female division. Boots lets his hands go more, all right? I want you to let them hands go. These
okay.
next 2 fights, you can't be stingy with these punches. Them judges will rob you because those girls got big names. Going into that fight, you still going to be the B-side. So you got to make sure you kick up on them.
Hey, look. I want you to look at this man right here. Look at these guys. They ain't saying nothing. Look at him. He
I
he,
see
he
him.
already doing his homework. He watching the fight.
Mm.
So same thing you saying. I'm like a sponge. They already on it. You know what I'm saying? So I know.
Plus, remember when you win the real WBC, the full title, Terrific get the green belt on his shoulder. The trainers one. He automatically get it when you win it. So it ain't just
Yeah,
you, champ. It ain't just
exactly.
you.
They got to give 2 of those green belts. Both my trainers.
Yeah, you're gonna have to talk to Mauricio about that one. But
I talked to Mauricio on FaceTime the other day. That was cool though.
that's
Talked to
what's
my
up.
FaceTime. Yeah, it was crazy.
That's what's up. Champ, I'm gonna let you go. I know you at the airport. We appreciate you. Give out that social media for the people crazy enough not to be following you.
Yep. My social media is Shadeja_Green everywhere. Shadeja_Green on Instagram. Shadeja Green on Facebook. Shadeja Green on Twitter. Follow me, guys. Let's interact. I kind of respond to everybody now. Don't even matter.
So I seen on the telecast they said that Nikisha was the one that set up that artist Sweeney to walk out Amanda.
Nikisa popping like that, man.
Yeah, well tell Nikisa that I'm the one hooked you up with Ann, so he need to hook me up with that Jake interview. I need 1,000,000 subs over here, all right? Help the show grow. Tell
I got
Nikisa show some love, but champ, we appreciate you.
All right, I appreciate y'all too. I definitely put that in his ear for real.
For sure. Thank you.
All right, man.
There you have it. The sweets terminated, ladies and gentlemen, at the airport. Oh man, I love it. I love it. I love it. That's why I grind so hard, man. Hopefully we could get everybody on speed dial, right? Them Sunday after fight interviews be amazing. Damn, he said what's the cash out for her birthday? She said that her wife doesn't like her to do that, bro. And yeah, that's probably why she said it to, remind her wife that she's thinking of her, I guess. I don't know. Phone lines is open, though. I'm not going to hold it down anymore, or should I say, not open it up any longer. Let's go ahead and take these callers. For anybody that is interested in calling in, go ahead and raise your hand now on Discord or Twitter Spaces. You can also call our landline 1425-569-5241. Press 1 time to voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up button for this Sunday morning show. We're here every Sunday morning giving you the morning afterthoughts for all the fights. I got Candy Slim 501 on that champ level. Salute, my friend. He says Jake versus Tate. Andrew Tate would do 2 million. I like that fight. And I heard he was like some sort of combat dude. That would be good. I got Niners bar none. Welcome to the prospect level. Heavy Chevy guy. Okay. I had the Camaro. I got the vet. What up? $5. He says, Nate Diaz looked like roast chicken, and Jake still couldn't stop him. Salute, Deja. Yeah, you right. He's right, though, man. I was disappointed in Jake not getting the stoppage. I felt like Nate looked old. I felt like Nate looked slow. Really, he just had to do more body work. Really, he just had to do more body work. That's all. But that's okay. The legacy lives on. He's building. He looked better. He's learning. Again, no disrespect to that training team. But I feel like with all the money you got, get you a big name trainer. Get Abel Sanchez out of retirement. Who else is retired? I can't think right now. But there's some great trainers that ain't doing absolutely nothing. You don't got to go to a great trainer that's busy with a bunch of people. Get you a great trainer that ain't doing nothing and put him to work, man. Put him to work. Because it's still some shit that need to be fixed there. Ken Porter. That's fucking right. Ken Porter's not busy right now. That's a perfect. And Ken and Larry, they work together. They know each other's science. Obviously, Larry came up under Ken until he branched out. $10 super chat. Champ, wish you much success and appreciate you speaking highly of your opponent. You are first class. I enjoy being able to watch your journey. Salute to you, champ. SDX Renzi, $10 super chat. Beautiful performance, champ. You need those rounds to sharpen the tools. Don't worry about the knockout. They will come. Love the body work, but I want to see more consistency. Keep grinding. Saluting face. That's what I said. We just got to let them hands go a little bit more. Profound Dreamer, $5 super chat on that prospect level. Clarissa calling out Thurman, but won't acknowledge Shadeja Green. Real boxing fan know what's up. I mean, she did. Before she got on her Thurman campaign, she was saying that, she mentioned Shadeja in a couple interviews, big interviews too, like one with Brian Custer, another one. She mentioned her. She has stopped since then. So, yes. And it ain't like I haven't said that, you know what I mean? Like in my own circle, like, yo, she trying to fight Keith to get knocked out so she ain't got to fight Shadeja. I don't know. Because she got 2 knockouts in men's and women's boxing. Somehow she thinks she about to win a fight over Keith. Like, yeah, they better tie both his hands up and he can only hit her with his nose or grow his hair back and whip her with his tail or some shit. Like, that shit is so stupid and disrespectful to a unified champ. Like, if he was some sort of prospect or some shit, but like, we talking about a former unified champ with grade A wins. Like, he beat a 2-time welterweight champ and a 2-time champion, 1-time unified, 1-time lineal champ. Like, what the fuck is we talking about? I have no clue. Leonard Sterling, 2 pounds. What do you think of the OTX KO bonus first and last round? I ain't watch it. Got to go back on the playback. I ain't watch it. I did see the Jordan White knockout. I seen somebody else on OTX, but like a highlight. I ain't really watch it. I missed the schedule, bro. I missed it. I wasn't on point when it was gonna actually air, and pretty much missed it. Got to go back and watch it on DAZN. That is the beauty of DAZN. That it's there. It's there, and you can go back. You don't have to feel cheated or robbed.
Is that a fair statement to make? You have to be honest with yourself.
Oh, shit. Boxing MD, what up? Let's see if he's going to connect. This is why I stopped playing intros, because you play the intro and then all of a sudden, this happens. No connection. See? Now I got to yell, hey, jump out, jump back in, because he didn't connect. This is what happens, bro. It's an internet game. One day. MD, jump all the way out and jump back in. Because if I remove you, you might not be able to get back in the meantime. In between time, we're going to see Dub. C-Dub, what up? Yep. Check, check. C-Dub. I hear nothing. Moving on to Alex Vega.
Can you hear me?
Perfectly.
Right, right. Good afternoon. Yeah, so last night, at this big event in Dallas, and I gotta say, I got impressed with everything that I saw, especially with the event. It was interesting to see how Jake Paul would bounce back, and yeah, he looked good up in certain parts, moving. I did like the right hand to the body. He had a lot of success, but I didn't see him capitalize enough. A couple times he came over with the hook out to the right hand, but it's just him moving back. He just keeps just putting his right hand up instead of both hands up, or at least trying to get off to an angle to punch. And you saw Nate take advantage of that at times. But I mean, that Nate Diaz was not in shape. There was nothing on those punches, and Jake just seemed to be bothered every time he get hit once or twice, and then sometimes you get hit 3-4 times. Yeah, a lot of work to do. I thought Shane Mosley was his trainer. I saw a lot of Shane Mosley quotes, so I don't understand. How do we get over here with these trainers in the corner? But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, what's next for him? I do like that Andrew Tate. Tate just got out of house arrest. He's a former kickboxing champion, and he's one of the more popular guys that he could fight. He has a lot of followers on Twitter, and he has his own brand. I mean, everybody basically knows the Andrew Tate name. So why not make that? If they want to make Nick Diaz, I guess the KSI Fury winner. But honestly, man, I'm kind of all Jake Paul'd out. I kind of after this kind of performance, I don't really care. And Serrano, that Heather Hardy
champ, this is
rematch,
first 10
it
rounder.
is. It is.
How could
I'm
you
sorry.
be? How could you be like turned off because of this performance? This is first 10 rounder. He won all the rounds but one and got a knockdown. Like, you see what I'm saying about us being too critical? Like, he's a dude with 9 professional fights. One of them is a loss. This is first 10 rounder. He scores a knockdown. So instead of you looking at the glass half full, and you're gonna get more time, because it's not just you, it's people in general, right? Like, the man has a knockdown in every single fight, even the one losing. Like, I
You know
mean,
why? Because personally, it's just not entertaining. We watch it to see high level skill usually, competitive fights as well, and yeah, it just didn't find it very entertaining. He's doing his thing. Listen, for him to be a YouTuber, basically taking this fight, taking boxing up 4 years ago or whatever, he's doing well, right? I mean, could I do all those things? I don't know, right? I haven't done boxing for 4 straight years and he's fighting professional fighters, not boxers. He got one professional boxer lost in a competitive fight for sure, but for me to be shelling out money, $60 or more to watch stuff like this is just not. Yeah, I'm not really into it anymore, man. To be honest, but yeah, when it comes to Serrano Heather Hardy, like it was kind of what I expected. I did think it was gonna be a stoppage, but you had mentioned it. I don't know if it was through a chat or on air. The Texas
nah,
Commission, man,
in
they
the
let fights go.
in the
That was
betting show,
that was an ass whooping.
I told y'all in the betting show that the Texas commissions. I said, yo, if it's in New York, they stopping it. If it's not, it's in Texas, nah. And we bet decision, bro. Heather, she need to not fight on that world level. I'm not saying retire, not on the world level, bro. She couldn't even move, bro. Like, it was too many unanswered shots. That shit was nasty.
Yeah, man, I definitely I thought they were gonna stop it, but boy, she could take an ass whooping. She's tough. That's a tough girl. We saw I mean in the Shadeja Green, that girl Olivia Curry, man, Shadeja said it best. Yo, she'd hit her with some shit, some uppercuts, some hard right hands, and she's literally fucking doing the stanky leg, laughing and waving no, and going back in for more. So
Yo,
you
she
could
was
tell Shadeja,
laughing.
she has good technique, she hits hard. I love the body work. Could she have done a little bit more? I mean, I felt like she was going to get her out of there, and the headshots were working. So when you're in there, sometimes you're not always thinking, "Hey, I need to open it up." I need to try to open up the headshots more. You're thinking, "Yo, it's working. I can get it again." She went 10. That's the first time we've seen her go 10, and she looked pretty good. It's just, man, sometimes, listen, Olivia Curry's got strong will, and she was not willing to go, and that's what it is. Sometimes she has elite will, elite chin, I guess, and man, she wanted to be there. She didn't come in to lay down. She came to try to win, and Shadeja was dominant, but we were expecting knockout, and I think it was because of expectations. So when you review it, she did well. She did her thing. And I look forward to her next fight, and I'm hoping it's against Savannah Marshall because I think that's going to be a great fight, and we'll have a lot of questions answered. That's my call, Ness, man. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, nah, I like how you put that, bro. Olivia Curry has elite level will for sure. Elite level determination for sure. And I will give her elite level chin. She survived an onslaught from Shadeja Green, so she certainly has an elite level chin. Shout out. I'm sorry to my people on Twitter. Damn, I didn't know the mic was muted. We just lost like 20 motherfuckers because of that. Apologies, apologies. I will give Olivia credit for her legs. Not, and when I say that, I don't mean the typical like Keith Thurman thing where she could move with her legs, but I believe that's what gave her, um, what got her through this fight. Why she didn't get stopped. Uh, she has pretty strong legs, and I think that that's what kept her on her feet. You know, we got Treese in Toledo, Ohio. What up?
Yo, what up, though?
What up?
Man, what up, though? What up, though? Shout out Shadeja Green, man. That interview was good, man. I fuck with them. Every time she get on here with the interview, I fuck with her. I like her. She real honest and open. I fuck with that. I fuck with that a lot. But she put on a good performance and shit. Like, I'm with you, Ness. I feel like she need to just let her hands go a little bit more. You feel me? I mean, I'm with all the knockout will come, but sometimes you got to go get the knockout too, especially when you know you can. So that's all. But I ain't gonna lie, man. Last night, that shit I wasn't a big fan. I ain't gonna hold you. That shit was a bit of a circus, man. And over here on the East Coast, bro, that shit, the main event ain't start till like 12, 15 and shit. That shit was late as fuck, bro. For nonsense like that, I ain't gonna lie, that shit was like that Jeremy Stevens fight they had before. That shit could have just not been shown at all. That shit could have been pushed aside. Nobody needed to see that shit. The Amanda Serrano, that was good. I need to see her. I want to see her in there with Alicia Baumgartner. I want to see that fight. I want to see Shadeja fight. Savannah Marshall is Savannah Marshall. Yeah. Shorty from England. I want to see that. But I ain't gonna lie, man. This shit was a bit of a circus, man. This shit, some shit we could have done without, man. I ain't gonna lie. You talking about next opponent for Jake Paul and shit, bro? It's too hard to match make for this. Like, who the fuck? How can you match make this shit, bro? It's like he gonna be in there fighting rappers and shit next. Like, what the fuck is going on, bro?
Because that's what this is. That's what this is, entertainment. This ain't like, you feel me? He did one versus a boxer for Ya, and he found, the least boxer, most popular, you know, guy that he could, and he lost. Jake is
Hey,
not
but I'm gonna tell you,
here to be a world champion. Like, Jake is doing his own thing, and I love it, bro, because he's putting on women's boxing. Serrano is co-main eventing. She's getting to pick her opponents, like she said in her motherfucking post fight, right? So she took a page out the old era and offered a friend a paycheck. Yeah, she got an ass whooping, but she got a paycheck. You feel me? So yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at Jake. I'm not mad.
I'm fucking with the fact that I do like that aspect of the women's boxing. I do like that aspect. However,
And
what I'm
let
talking
me
about
tell you
is
something before you say the wrong thing. Remember, if you do want Baumgartner, who's from Ohio, to get the fight with Serrano, who's with Jake,
Here you go. Hey, I just told you. I'm a fan. I just told you I'm a fan of the women. I said I'm a fan. I'm not a fan of it's like it's these other matches. Like I get like the just because he fighting Nick Diaz don't mean that we got to put another MMA fighter like Jeremy Stevens on the card. We don't got to do that. If we gonna support, what I'm saying is if we gonna make
that's
women's
the bell,
boxing.
but I think that the dude Jeremy Stevens got to fight because of Nate, right? That's Nate boy that beat up Stevens, right? So just like Jake got to put on his fighters on the undercard, they gave Nate a slot. He got one slot. Like that ain't a lot. But Jake doing a lot, man. Look at Ashton. He out here shining. I remember him, bro. He was fighting strictly in Orlando, Florida before Jake found him. You know? He's getting that light and he's living up. He's performing. Like these dudes he's fighting's been knocked out by other people like Tank and Ryan, and he's doing the same things in nice fashion. You know, he's not showing too many holes and nothing like that in his game. He's given a platform for Shadeja and for Amanda. I just can't hate on Jake. I'm sorry. I just can't hate on Jake because he ain't hurting nobody. Like this his own lane. This a whole different demo from boxing. Like dudes like me who's 100% boxing tune in and buy the pay-per-view? I would hope so. I don't know how many of us exist. You feel me? So I'm not mad at him. I need Jake to keep having a career, to retire on his own terms so that MVP Promotions can continue to be a force in boxing. Because MVP is doing good things. Look, Amanda Serrano got to walk out with Sweeney because of the connection. Sweeney was ringside. Whatever that does for them, it does for them, but they wouldn't otherwise have it without that connection. MVP's doing their thing, man. They hired Mike Leonardi. You all know we know Mike. You know, when I first moved to Vegas, we was working with Mike Leonardi and Fight Stars. So it's like I can't hate on Jake. He doing his thing. Who knows who else he gonna sign, right? He keeps signing talent that's talented. Nothing wrong with the Serrano signing. Nothing wrong with the motherfucking Shadeja signing. Ashton Slive is certainly looking well and proven to be a decent signing. Um, Again, I'm not mad at the Jake Paul movement. Again, I said this maybe in the beginning of the show. Bro, he could be Logan and sending his fan base to WWE and we get none of that. And I know in some weird way you guys believe who cares, we don't get none of that, but that's not true. The more eyeballs on the sport, the better for us. You know, the better for the networks. The easier it is for the networks to open their wallets to the promoters that they have contracts and network deals with so that they can now have the funds to put on the big fights. Everything matters. Stay Wavy TV, what up?
That's what it do, my boy.
Another day, another Sunday.
Hey man, that dude, I saw most of the fights last night, man. That dude H2O, bruh. Man, those body shots, nasty, man. Nasty. I had to follow dude on Instagram, man, cause bruh, he was like he gonna be a star, man. I mean, he got the skill set, he got the swag, and I'm not gonna lie,
And
man.
he
I
was
would like to see
patient.
him eventually get in the ring with some real boxers.
You said what?
I would like to see H2O eventually get in there with some real like ranked boxers, man, because his skill set is on point, bro. Like he looked like he could be like a real star in the sport of boxing, bro.
Nah, them dudes is ranked. Them dudes fought guys like Ryan and Tank and all the other top names. He's fighting dudes that other people fought already. Like they not highly ranked. They not in your top. They not in your top 10. But them dudes already fought Tank or Ryan or Devin or so. I'll pull it up in a bit and let y'all know exactly. But William is certainly a common opponent with a big name. His last opponent was a common opponent with Ryan, I believe, because he fought the Dominican that Ryan knocked out.
Oh, okay, yeah, because this is my first time hearing about dude. I seen he was only 19 years old. I said, damn, this dude is young as fuck. And with the body size, like, dude, really, I'm telling you, last night he looked like a boxer that's been around for a minute, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit was nice. That was my favorite fight that I seen last night, bro. But as far as the Jake Paul fight, man, I think people are disappointed because they're expecting everybody that Jake Paul gets in the ring with, they're expecting to see him knock them out, bro. And that's just not realistic, man. At the end of the day, man, he dominated the fight. He got the knockdown. I don't know why niggas is hating, bro. I think Jake Paul did great last night, bro. I wanted to see him knock out Nate Diaz, but it's Nate Diaz, bro. If anybody that knows Nate Diaz, he's a dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can take a lot of punches. You know what I'm saying? That's just who Nate Diaz is, man. You know, he's a warrior. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I wasn't really surprised that he couldn't get Nate Diaz out of there because it's Nate Diaz. He's a super tough dude. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna lie, man. I can Jake fight the MMA fighters. MMA fighters look garbage when they try to box. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm so interested to see how Francis is gonna look with Tyson Fury. Because, bro, majority of these MMA dudes that try to get in that boxing ring, they look terrible, bro. I'd rather see Jake fight like a real boxer that's entertaining, like Adrian Broner. You know what I'm saying? Because then we can see, okay, let's see how Jake looks against like a real, you know what I'm saying, boxer. But when he fights the MMA fighters, bro, that's why I think a lot of people are complaining because they just like. I think that fight was entertaining with Jake Paul and Nate Diaz. You know what I'm saying? Do you think that was entertaining, bro? I thought it was boring as fuck.
He's in no condition to continue out.
Was it boring, bruh? I mean, I watched the shit live. I had money on it, and I really only did one bet with Jake, 6 through 12. Everything else, I had Jake by decision, straight bet. Jake by decision with Shadeja by decision. I had Jake by decision in a 14 parlay from like 3 months ago. Shout out to my betting team. That shit hit love. That shit hit the account love last night. I'm like, ooh, see, you motherfuckers that ran with Danny and did the same bet without Jake, and instead you did it with Josh Teller because of Danny's hate for Tio. Y'all lost money. The dudes that rode with me and the great savior of boxing, Jake, we made hella ducats on that parlay because we added Jake money line. So we was chilling, man. I mean, that's the difference. See, I've been recommending it, and I know it's not the best recommend to tell people, oh, go and gamble while you watch the sport because you can end up in debt and homeless. But truth is, when you sprinkle a little something on the fight, that shit is more entertaining, and I was entertained. And you know, if you egotistical, narcissistic maniac like myself, if you pick something, you desperately want it to come true, right? So I feel like I'm in heaven this Sunday morning. Look at me. I'm out here chilling, just smoked a fat Hardine, legs crossed, leaning back. I picked Jake by decision and made money on it. How was that not entertaining to me? You see the difference? So maybe you need to sprinkle a little something on the fight too, so that you ain't feeling so butthurt the next day. Because I'm in heaven. Borough City E, what up?
Yo, what's good with you?
Chilling.
Man, listen, I'm happy you said it, but like I got on like 3 motherfuckers ass last night about this Jake Paul shit. Man, hold on.
Hold on
Let
one
me
moment.
light
Hold
up
on
the
one
trail.
moment. Hold on one moment. Do what you gotta do. Drink water in the chat. Saying that Jake Moneyline had no value to the parlay is a lie. I won't time you out because maybe you don't know. We added Jake to that parlay like 3 months ago, maybe minimum 2 months ago. So don't be mad.
Damn.
Don't fucking be mad. Remember, I had Terry Harper in that
Damn.
parlay. I had mad people in that parlay. You mad that we came up? Go ahead, champ.
And that's some hate ass shit.
Hell yeah, he a
That's some
hater.
hate
He a
ass
hater.
shit. That's some hating ass shit. If you mad, your parlay came through, man. That's crazy, but what you call it? Yeah, man. Bro, I'm sitting right here arguing with motherfuckers last night. Oh, Jake Paul, this Jake Paul. I said, bro, how can you be mad? This man bringing so many more eyes to boxing. Like that shit, it don't just benefit y'all. They don't understand. It just don't benefit Jake Paul. All the extra eyes. They first start off. They see Jake Paul fight somebody, and they well, this boxing shit, all right, man. I'm gonna start watching it. Then they watch a big fight, and they fall in love. But they see this fighter get knocked out, and they fall in love. The man brought Boziqua out with motherfucking Sweetie, like this man, like, what he doing, bro. You just gotta commend it. And as far as the fight itself, I wanted him to knock him out, but like I know you don't watch UFC a lot. Man, listen, them boys got on 4-ounce gloves in the UFC, 4 ounce. And when I tell you, Nate can take punishment, like real punishment. Like I'm talking about, like never seen before. This motherfucker be walking around face battered, busted open, worse than Earl, and he's sticking his middle fingers up, walking forward. Like he a savage. He the highest savage of the savages. I'm telling you, ask Ringwalk about Nate, and he'll tell you it don't get too much more savage than Nate. Like Jake Paul looked better than me though. Like he get like this Jake Paul from last night. I felt like would have beat Tommy Fury last fight. The footwork, the up on his toes, and like I was watching him. He was punching around the high guard when he was fighting Tommy. He was just hitting the gloves like he was placing them body shots hard to the rib. And if he just would have go about 3 rounds straight of nothing but body work on Nate, he probably would have got the stoppage. Man. I thought he looked good. I thought it was good for the sport. I came in late though, cause I had to go get some shoes for my kids. School start back Monday. I went and got the rest of these shoes and shit, and I only caught the main event. I didn't get to see Shadiza Green, and I've been trying to catch one of her fights for a minute. How you think she even like? I seen highlights. How you think she'll look with Savannah? Like I know she can't fuck with Clarissa right now, but I don't know. I seen some highlights, man. I ain't know. I think she might could get Savannah now. Well, what you think? Let's go ahead. Tell me what you think. You think she could get Savannah now? You think she could beat Savannah?
Who? You talking about, can Shadasia go get Savannah now? I mean, she gonna have to, but this shit just got good. I fucking love it, man. I can't believe I'm gonna be part of this, man. I can't believe I'm gonna be part of this history right here. And I don't mean that like narcissistically. I don't mean like me being part. I mean like live through it. I'm gonna get to see this fight. I think like we gonna get to see Clarissa versus Shadasia. Only if she don't lose. But look at this. Oh my God. I gotta show y'all this. So this is gonna be so good because you know Clarissa talks some shit, right? So when that fight happened, so this is 11 hours ago. She said, "So y'all want me to go handle Shadasia Green at 168? Y'all said that performance I seen tonight was so low tier, but if the fans want it, I'll take her, beat her too." 2 money bag emojis. So Shadasia, oh no, where's that? We gotta go here. Shadasia replies to that and says, "All your performances are low tier. You go 10 rounds with everybody." Little kiss emoji. Jada kiss emoji. You feel me? Yo, I'm with the shit. Let me tell you. You know I love this shit. I love this shit. I love it for them to go back and forth and build this motherfucker up. Now, would Clarissa really take out Shadeja before the rematch with Savannah? Because now Savannah's undisputed. So it's like, does Clarissa just try to skip and get the rematch with Savannah and push Shadeja out, or does she go straight to Shadeja and give the people that fight? Because right now, obviously, she's still just a silver. I mean, a interim, or next up, Shadeja is. She gotta, if she get the belts, then Shadeja Green, or should I say Clarissa Shields versus Shadeja Green, becomes a big fight. Is Clarissa versus Shadeja a big fight right now? Is it worth it for Shadeja to give Clarissa a shot? And I say that respectfully because, again, Clarissa's the A side. She would be giving Shadeja a shot. But in this case, Clarissa's saying, y'all want me to move up to 6'8". At 6'8", she got nothing. Savannah got all the belts. Because I know you could get confused with this because Clarissa's done so much in her career, but I want you to remember that at 6'8", she has nothing. Savannah won all the belts from Franchon. Shadeja Green, the Sweet Terminator, is the 168-pound mandatory for the WBC and has either a silver or an interim title. Clarissa at 68 has nothing, but she's been undisputed twice. I'm sure she could call Mauricio and say, yo, I want a shot at Savannah as a emeritus, or as your super duper woman champ. You feel me? My producer saying Shadeja's reply really deserves that soundbite. Oh, did you go get my? I hope this is my Jada Kiss soundbite that you're trying to send me and not some other shit. Let me go to my rappers soundboard. See what this is. What the producer sent mid show.
Oh!
Okay, I get it. I get it. So he's saying her response deserved that. Shadeja's response deserved that soundbite. I would have went with the Jada Kiss soundbite because of the emoji. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, anybody from the East know, you're like, mwah, I kiss you, you bitch ass nigga. I bet the hood won't miss you. You feel me? Like that's what that was more like. Like, come on, yo. Like, all your performances is low tier. You know, you go 10 with everybody because she only got two. Like, that hurts. Because every day Clarissa wants to get a knockout. She's telling you how she's working on power and all that shit. She only got two knockouts, so you know that's a shot. You know, that's a shot. But at the end of the day, Clarissa is entitled to believe, you know, in herself. Yeah. She gotta believe in herself. You feel me? Because she gonna need it. It's gonna be skill to win that fight. I'm telling you, because it ain't gonna be power, right? Like, she only got 2 knockouts, so it's gonna be all skill, like she's always shown, because she been here before. Savannah was the big bad wolf. Savannah was the big puncher, right? So, you know, maybe you see more skill in Shadeja Green than you do Savannah, but for Clarissa, she's as cocky as she comes because she been here before. She's on her Floyd shit. Like, you know, I beat one monster, they build up another monster, right? And that's really the truth, right? Like, everybody was telling her she was going to lose to Savannah because she lost to Savannah in the amateurs. She was telling us on her Bud Crawford that it was going to be a whitewash, and she really fucking did. You know, we're just boxing fans. We forget what she did, but she outclassed Savannah in that fight really bad. But keeping it moving, I'm going to Capicu. What up?
What's going on, Chan? What's going on? Good morning, good afternoon. Nah, I mean, you kind of touched a lot of the points that I was trying to make earlier on. But yeah, like as far as for the Jake Paul fight, I felt like it was what it was. He could have easily taken him out early on. I feel like he took a step back due to the fact that his training camp, it looked like they almost wanted to make him box more instead of just going in there and throwing halo. Because I feel like he could have easily taken him out. Like if he would have fought him like he fought Fury or the dude before, he would have took out Nate. Like the wild haymakers, the big punches, relying on his power. This fight, he looked like he wanted to box more. Like you could see it towards the end of the rounds, like the last 3 rounds, like he started to move around the ring. But to kind of touch on who you were saying, like where can he go from here? I feel like he can, obviously we were looking at that Fury fight, but like guys that he could probably name, I say Masvidal, that the dude that came up with Kimbo Slice, the Cuban kid, or he can go back to Rodman Jr., which is another boxer that was supposed to happen, but supposed to happen with that weight.
Nah. That's a great fight. But Rockman is he's got his whole arm in a fucking like bionic arm sling. That shit look weird. So yeah, nah.
Oh, that where he was fucked up his arm doing that other shit, that 1-rounder fight shit that he was doing.
But that's a good fight. But that's a good fight. But that's also a bad fight for Jake, bro. Rockman is not small, bro. Like I be with Rockman. He's not small. He's a big guy. Like that would be honestly bad for Jake because if somehow Rockman can make the weight and rehydrate properly, he's knocking Jake out. He knocking Jake out. It ain't even like he got all this much more skill, but bro, he been boxing all his life. His family, I know he ain't look good. I know that dude Hardy, but yo, Hardy was like 300 pounds. That ain't Jake.
6'4", 370.
Exactly,
that's a big
exactly, bro. Listen, if that dude goes in the ring not drained, let me push your time back. My bad. But if that dude goes in the ring not drained, he should certainly knock out Jake, bro. Get the fuck out. I've watched that dude spar like big ass heavyweights, and again, he's man, bro, nah. Yo, Hardy was big as hell, bro.
His thing to promote is pretty much the names out there, right? And those are the names. That Masvidal, that was the dude that beat up on Nate Diaz. Boxing wise, he's a boxer.
Dude?
He's a street boxer.
The Cuban, damn, you think he could beat that Cuban dude?
Who? I don't know if he could beat Masvidal. I think the Cuban kid beats him, but I think that's a big publicity fight too. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know that he's ready for that dude. Out of everybody he's fought, Tommy included, I never seen that dude fight. Only highlights because he goes viral, but that dude looks like he will come at Jake. No one's come at Jake. No one's rushed Jake. No one stood on top of him.
Like that's what he used to do. He used to street fight. Bare knuckle street fight with Kimbo Slice. So he do that shit. You know what I'm saying? But kind of fast forward. I would like to see Serrano Bumgarner. Obviously that's the fight to make. I don't think Bumgarner can handle that pressure. I know she was talking slick, talking about how she'll box and she, that Serrano was a standing target. But listen, it's all fun and games, but she didn't look that good against her last fight with the Dominican.
That's the Boricua in him coming out.
You already know. But with Shadeza and Patterson stand up, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm glad she got this win. She just need to throw her fucking punches, bro. Like, if she threw her punches, bro, I think she would have taken this girl out, man. I just think there was points in that fight where she'd throw 3-4 and the girl would be wobbling and she just back up and like just look at it. And I'm like, just follow up, bro. Like just follow up, push through. I would like to see her fight Hammer, bro. I don't know if she's ready for Marshall yet. I think she would. I know she deserves this fight. I know that's the next fight, but I would rather see her fight Hammer. I think that'd be a better fight for her. To kind of work her way up to Marshall. They're both kind of the same size, and I think that could set her up, for future things. Because, she could get a Hammer fight, then the Marshall, maybe a Crew, or, back, and then probably get a career.
He's in no condition to continue out.
Yo, the issue with that is the whole Bud Crawford thing that we just discussed, right? And I know it's hard to make this make sense, by using the name Bud Crawford because after what he did, there is no question about his resume anymore. And someone to bring up his resume, you kind of look crazy, right? But like that's what was happening to Bud before the big fight. Who has he fought? Who has he fought? You know what I'm saying? He too small. A bunch of shit. So does Shadeja do a swerve and fight a Christina Hammer to keep getting experience? Because she did say on the interview, it took one round to get over the fact that every seat in the house was packed that early. So, you know, when you fight Clarissa Shields in Detroit, holy shit, it's gonna be packed. And I'm going to that fight. Let me tell you, I love Detroit. I can't really say I love Detroit because I don't think I went to the Bumgarner fight. I gotta ask Danny, but I definitely went to the Clarissa fight, and I love that experience being at that Clarissa fight in Detroit. Like them fight fans is like DC fight fans in Baltimore and Philly. You know when you go to like see a Lamont Peterson fight or a Tank fight, you know they standing up like yo knock him out. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a beautiful environment. You know and Shadeja got to be able to take that. It's bro, when Clarissa walks out in Detroit, that shit was insane. And you know Clarissa gonna bring a big name to walk out. You know, like there's levels. There's levels. Like Shadeja got a legend to walk her out. She made a statement, but that's for us. The hardcores. That shit ain't do nothing for her profile. No disrespect, because it was my idea to connect them. So great. But since Eddie came in the game, and I mean Eddie Hearns, we've started to use the phrase "raise your profile." Raise your profile. You want the big fight? Raise your profile. And again, for the hardcores, the Ann Wolf walkout was beautiful, but them dudes that was there that's related to Jake in whatever way, from fandom and Nate in them, they don't know who the fuck Ann Wolf is. Cause Nate from Stockton, right? Like they don't know who the fuck Ann Wolf is. And Ann Wolf ain't been in the light in a minute. My idea for the connection is she could draw inspiration. I forgot to show y'all that. Cause this gonna be a cat fight. A traditional cat fight, let me tell you. Cause I ain't even show you that. That Clarissa her little nails out. This shit hilarious. Look at this tweet. Yo, Shadeja, Mom Dukes, I know you listen. Make sure you tell your lovely daughter it's time to turn it the fuck up. Mountain runs, bike runs, we gotta do swims, everything. This shit is building up, and Clarissa leaves no stone unturned, okay? We know that. She never been tired. And then if you ever thought she was tired, like, nah, Ness, remember so-and-so fight? Well, fuck that fight. She ain't get tired in the Marshall fight, with the fight that mattered. With the big girl who they said could punch. With the Olympian. Okay? So fuck all that shit. We need mountain runs. We need bikes. We need motherfucking swims. We need everything. We need everything. We calling in a fucking strength and conditioning coach. Well, we got that with Lady at the top, but we need somebody to come do blood work. Check the blood work. Where everything at? Make sure the levels is good. You know what I mean? Turn me up in the headphones. I ain't playing. I'm dead ass because Clarissa's the real deal. She been with John David Jackson forever. John David Jackson is like, didn't he beat B-Hop and train B-Hop? Like, come on, stop. And if he didn't beat B-Hop, he lost to B-Hop, but he trained B-Hop. Listen, he also trained Kovalev in his prime. Okay? You seen the clip she posted. She spawned dudes, I know about some spawn that took place in Florida, but we're going to keep that on the shh until it's time. You feel me? But that being said, she's the real fucking deal. You know, she's the real fucking deal. She's with Snack too. She just got with Snack for that last fight. So she getting her blood work done. So get your shit done. Make sure everything is right. Make sure you're not like, what's that shit my man from Mobb Deep had? Like anemic or whatever. You know, make sure you got enough lead and iron, all that shit. All that shit. Because this is gonna be a real fight. This is gonna be a real fight. And you should hold camp in Vegas so I could put you with Foodie Fish so you could get real right. See how that sounds? Yes. Because proper diet is important to have energy to do these exercises. And let's show you the tweet, right? Because this is where it got good. 13 world titles. Laughing on the floor, rolling on the floor emoji. That girl could never. And let's be for real. There's only one and woof. So that's a shot at me. We all know that's a shot at me. Ain't nobody in the fucking media ever say this Shadeja Green is this generation's Ann Wolf, let alone better. Let alone better. But what did Ann Wolf tell her? That she is better. So I got them eyes. I got them eyes. I'm telling you. I got them eyes. And it got under Clarissa's skin. Huh? She said, for real, there's only one Ann Wolf. And she right about that. Because Ann Wolf, I love her. But Ann Wolf, shit, it must be Texas. Because she fight like Earl. We don't want that. We want Giz. Feel me? At 17, I was clutching down already. Fuck you talk about. A lot of you dudes got your license in an automatic. I want Giz. You feel me? So yeah, come forward like Ann. Come forward like Ann, but I need you to lateral movement like Canelo too. I need you to pull back like Floyd. I need to see fucking Giz. Clarissa got Giz. Clarissa got Giz. She punches in combination. She comes forward. She boxes off the back foot. Beautiful jab. And while she might not have knockouts, man, the girl keeps motherfuckers off her. You ain't never seen nobody walk her down because I damn sure ain't remember Marshall walking her down. So, again, while she might not have knockouts, and let me tell you, I learned so much about her in this last fight. Man, I had no clue of half the shit she been through. You know, so while Shadeja might look big and bad, man, Clarissa is big and bad to have gone through everything she did and be where she's at. A lot of women can't get over some of the shit that Clarissa has been through in her life, let alone overcome and then been on this level. I mean, she's certainly one of the two females, or one of the few females, let's say, to have put boxing back on the map for females, you know. Her Olympic career, 2 gold medals, allowed her to be the first female to ever debut on Showtime, right? So that was dope. You know, she really put boxing in America, women's boxing in America, on the map. You know, I know globally that's more of a Katie Taylor thing and Matchroom DAZN until they came together with Boxer and made Clarissa and Marshall. But you know, Clarissa is the GOAT, man. She set so many records. You know, she's literally set so many records. It's gonna be difficult for girls to come behind her and do what she's been able to do. But damn, that's a fight. You seen the nails is out. She said there's only one and one, for real. Y'all don't get it. That shit makes me laugh because I know that I'm the one that said it, and we did a short, and her being Clarissa, and Franchon was in the comment section, you know, shit talking, right? So I know she's sending that shot, like, in case, not directly to me. She's sending a shot in case there's other people like myself that believe Shadeja's anything like Ann Wolf or better than Ann Wolf. And I think the latter. I think that my girl is certainly better. I mean, not. I mean, she said it herself, right? Like that's what Ann Wolf said. But I know Ann Wolf wasn't getting the sparring that Shadeja's getting. She just not. You feel me? And you know, depending what camp we talking about, it could be argued that Clarissa might not be getting the sparring in Florida. I ain't talking about when she go to Detroit or nothing like that. But in Florida, it could be argued that she. I mean, Shadeja is in the East, bro. She goes down to Philly, PA. You know, New York. She been in all them gyms. She sparred all them dudes. Charles Conwell, the dude that destroyed Antoine Douglas, Kurt Cedes that just got out the feds. She was sparring him in his prime. In his prime. Rajon Chance. I mean, so many names in that East Coast area. Boots. She told y'all. I mean, so many names in that. Julian Williams. I mean, it's just too many to remember. So, you know, this is gonna be a good one. The thing is that I'm with Capicu, you know, but by holding her back to get experience, we hold her back from making money. We hold her back from being great. We also hold her back from the possibility of that fight ever taking place. Because, you know, if she takes a side fight with Hammer and someone else beats Savannah or beats Clarissa, she loses her shot at legacy. But let me get to some of these callers here. Let me check these super chats before I open it back up. We got Hotboxing Minute. Thank you, brother. Thank you to you and Madeline, who told me about the audio. We fixed that on Twitter. He sent $5. He said, we can't hear the callers. It sounds like the mics aren't connected to Twitter. We reconnected it. Thank you. Douglas Edwards celebrating his first super chat. He says, I think Jake looked like whom he was supposed to look like. A fighter learning on the job. Nate was there for a payday, and hysterics are proof. He's right. He's right. Julio Guzman, where you been at, Papa? $2. Jake Paul is one of the greatest cons of all time. I mean, I just look at him as the MMA killer. You know, he's out here to destroy MMA fighters. There's nothing wrong with that. As a boxing fan, there's nothing wrong with that. I want him to beat up all these MMA dudes. Fuck it. Boxing MD, let's see if this works this time.
Can you hear me?
I do.
All right. You know, speaking of our egotistical, narcissistic people, the only person I know that's on my level is you. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
We know. But anyways, you know, here's the thing. Like, these guys who Jake's picking, and listen, I'm on this your side more as on in boxing. I'm not a hater about it. But the guys who he's picking are all past their prime in MMA, and none of them grew up striking. Like if you look at all their opponents, Diaz, he's a jiu-jitsu guy, and he learned how to box. So when you fight MMA, your whole stand-up game is different because you have to factor in all the other striking, including ground game. So the way he boxes with the slapping helps him keep the fight where he wants to keep it. It's just not the same. What's his name? Who's the shorter black dude who we fought? What's his name? MMA guy.
Tyrone Woodley.
Yeah, he was a wrestler, and then he learned how to have hands. You know what I mean? He was a college wrestler. You know what I mean? So these guys are not strike first fighters. So he's picking these guys who have a name, who are legitimate enough to at least kind of, you know, make him look like a some way or not way. So just keep it what it is. Like he'll never be a elite pro boxer. He's never going to take a real drug test. Let's keep that real too, Ness. You think the kid's all natural?
I mean, his last fight was under the WBC rules for the Tommy Fury, so he did have VADA.
Okay, so maybe I'm wrong about that.
They even made a
I'll
belt
take my
for
L
him.
on that one.
But I will say this. I will say
is
this.
what it is.
It was in Saudi, right? It was in Saudi, and we would have to check VADA's Twitter to see if they like completed the whole. You know how they
I don't know.
tweeted out.
I'm not an expert on that. I'm just not an expert on that. It's just I believe the rumors, like in that type of thing. And listen, I'm not a hater about that. Again, I just you kind of have to look on who he's fighting. He's not the MMA killer. He's the MMA retired, didn't learn how to box killer. Like Ben Askren is one of the worst strikers in MMA.
So
So
give me
it's
an
just
MMA
he has a
fight.
name.
Give me an MMA fighter
Go ahead.
that you would respect them for, because boxer at the moment it's difficult right now for him. But you can give
Right.
me both. Give me a fighter you would like to see him fight, and an MMA fighter you would like to see him fight.
Yeah. So I'm going to be honest. I'm not like around his weight class. I do not know who's the best and the striking in that weight class. You know, who's still active in their prime. Which is Diaz hasn't looked good in like probably 8 years, anyways. Ness, like he's been looking washed up even in MMA fights. Boxing, I don't know. I mean, he has to keep this going. So I don't. There's going to be no name big enough for him to keep this thing going. That's going to challenge him. That he won't be embarrassing. So I think he's doing the right thing for what he's doing. It is what it is. I'm not hating on it. But let me get out one last thing before I let you go, Ness. And I listen. The one thing I've always respected about you is you do keep it real. Like you try to keep it as real as you can because you have to see these boxers and whatnot. But like, I mean, the whole like Clarissa Shields, Keith Thurman, like, I mean, it turns men off from respecting women's boxing. That's my whole point I'm trying to make about it. Like Clarissa Shields, like she did it as far as the accomplishments, but her personality is such a turnoff to casual fans and just to boxing fans because she's out here like begging for fucking comp tickets and all this shit. And then she's like, oh, fuck Keith Thurman up. Oh, you know what I mean? It's not a good look. Like if you look at like a really accomplished female athlete like Serena Williams, who's the GOAT for tennis, when she was asked, oh, how would you do against Andy Murray, who's like a British tennis player? She's like, not like I wouldn't score a point off him. He's a man. It's just like we're different. Like, he's just a man. Like, so why do these women have to do this to embarrass themselves? Like, and I don't know, man. And that's just my opinion about it. Like, it's disrespectful to women's boxing when they talk like that.
I don't know if it's disrespectful to women's boxing. I definitely think it's disrespectful personally to Keith Thurman to be singled out. I would have liked her to keep it no name and say, I think I'm ready for a male boxer. But like to single Keith out, a two-time champion, highly accomplished, it's very unfair. But I could be feeling that way because I have a relationship with Keith. You could also be feeling offended because you're a Floridian. Keith is a Floridian. We don't know what triggers us, but I do feel that it's disrespectful to Keith Tom Thurman. I got a counterpunch from Kapiku. What up?
What's good, Ness? Yeah, man, I kind of had to come back up, highlight some of the things. But onto this now that we're talking about the Keith Thurman and Clarissa, like, yeah, I mean, he came out. He said, "Look, the only way I'll do this is if I'll give her the headgear, I'll put on the heavier gloves, and maybe I'll decide to throw more than a jab." So like he's clowning her in that sense. He knows that he's the superior in all aspects, whether Clarissa Shields sees it or not. But that's the only way that's gonna happen. And obviously it's a charity event. It's not gonna go anywhere else but that. So I just think that's all hype, and I don't think it may happen. But yeah, it's a little disrespectful, like you said, as far as she needs to focus on females, and although she's already kind of created her legacy in the female boxing, I think she needs to focus at the task at hand, and figure out what else can she do in the female, because she's kind of like done what she's had to do. So, but
Bro, but it's still like Floyd saying, "Yeah, I'm doing exhibition fights, so I'm about to fight Ronda Rousey." Like, come
yeah,
on,
nah,
it don't make sense,
yeah,
man.
exactly. It don't make sense, and it just it's doesn't it's not tasteful. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't make sense. And who knows, man? I'm not taking nothing from Clarissa Shields. She may be able to land off some shit. She may be able to look good in there, and whatever the case may be. But this is, we all know what time it is. Like if that man was to let loose on her, you know what I'm saying? It's like this girl said, Green. She says it's a whole different ball game. Headgear, bigger gloves, all this other shit. Yeah, you may be able to hold up your own, but again, you have the coaches there 95% of the time telling him to lean off, don't go full potential. So if you feeling like you could beat a man based off of sparring sessions that you've had, come on now. We all know that. No headgear, smaller glove, bro. Grown man strength is real. There's a reason why trans decide to take testes, testosterone, so they can get that power, bro. Like don't play that game. You're gonna get hurt in there. But again, like it just doesn't make sense, and I honestly would like to that top four, Taylor, Mayer, Baumgartner, Serrano, to figure a way on how to all fight each other. Like this year has been the year of rematches. We saw like a whole bunch of rematches this year. So why not make it happen? Like I was kind of talking about earlier, Serrano and Baumgartner. I don't know if Baumgartner could hold that pressure that Serrano brings. So it'll be an interesting fight to see. We know that Taylor got Cameron at the end of the year. Mayer's still out there that everybody forgot about after Baumgartner beat her. It sucks, but again, like I want Mayer back in that mix, man. She's a good fighter, and that for the female division, it makes sense to have those fights.
I mean, Mare moved up, bro. She moved up, but thank you for calling in. Obviously, so it's gonna be a difficult to figure out a way to make them all, be in the same. Like he wanted them to figure out a way to fight. I don't know that that's possible. Um, yeah, in terms of the grown man strength, I mean, look, bro, I don't know. I just know that the WBC has conducted a lot of tests, and that's why they don't even allow transgenders to fight female fighters. And a lot of the female fighters, um, you know, they don't even want 3 rounds. Excuse me, 3-minute rounds. You know, most of them may change their mind if that meant more money. You know, but yeah, I don't know. I just for Clarissa, I would say if you truly think you've um peaked in women's boxing to the point that you need to find a tougher challenge, I just say go about it the right way. I'm no one to knock anyone from breaking records and putting themselves in the Guinness book and all that shit, right? I'm just repeatedly saying, don't do that to Keith. Go to the WBC. Go to the next convention. This year is going to be in Kazakhstan or Uzbekistan. Take a trip. Take the podium, Guo, and say, I'm ready. I want a petition. I want you to sanction me to fight a male. You know? Same way the top rank. Same petition for Lomachenko to get a title shot after his second fight in the pros. You gotta petition for this. Go about it the right way. Don't make a mockery of Keith. I mean, he ain't do nothing. The fuck? Like, what the fuck did Keith do to be at the end of the joke that he would be the first dude to lose to a woman in a pro fight? Like, that's pretty fucked up. Pretty fucked up, in my opinion. But again, this is my opinion. They just my thoughts, man. Salute to my man Jay. Who we got? Brandon, what up?
What up, boxing voice?
What's up?
Can you hear me?
Perfect.
Hey, what up, my boy? Hey, listen, that Jake Paul fight. Listen, when I was watching that, bro, I saw the replay of it, by the way. Jake Paul, man, he was just. You think about Jake Paul, he was just attacking constantly, going for those head punches, which is a good skill to do, which is a good move to do. He's powerful with it too. I think that's exactly how I would fight if I was in the ring seeing Nate Diaz right there, and I would just probably approach him in that sort of way, sort of dodging him and bobbing and weaving and that sort of thing, and then try to knock him out. But that's the thing that you just mentioned earlier. because you were talking about he wasn't. It seemed like he wasn't even trying his hardest, which he obviously could have tried harder. No, I mean, I think he was getting those hits in, but he definitely could have at some points in the fight. Obviously, you could have just seen that he could have just literally knocked his head off the fucking, his fucking body, pretty much. You know what I mean? So, I saw that should have happened. There should have been some. It shouldn't have went 10 or 12 rounds. The whole thing. We don't need to see all of it. We want to see a big knockouts. Crawford type knockouts. Canelo knockouts. That, and knockouts pad your ratings, so people see now you got a lot of knockouts. They're gonna want to tune into your fights more. So that's what I was hoping he was going to do. Nate Diaz is a terrible fighter. Who said that who said he's a legend in the MMA or the UFC, whatever? He's not even a good fighter.
Bro,
I mean, if I saw
he
somebody,
looked horrible last night.
I'm quicker than him. I'm faster than him. I'm stronger than him. I'll knock him out. I mean, he's only 6'1". I'm 6'2", and even if I saw that in my first person view, I would literally probably knock him out. And that's not a joke because honestly, I can fight too, and I've been training as well. But you see somebody like Nate Diaz talking like that, bro. I don't know if he's on drugs or something, or he's whatever he's doing. But that's his
drunk.
choice.
I
To
thought he
be
was
honest,
punch drunk. I thought he was punch drunk. Him and the brother, like. I
he
mean,
had to be.
the brother was embarrassing on that. They had to take him off camera. That shit was really bad. They need to be.
It was terrible.
They need to either if that's not punch drunk, they need to be media trained immediately.
He couldn't even say a complete sentence out loud. He stuttered and
more the brother Nick. That dude was horrible on camera. They gave him the mic for nothing. The brother, the one that didn't fight. Nick, ain't it Nick?
Oh right. Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah, I mean they're just not good communicators, but that doesn't even matter because he wasn't even a good fighter. So I'm like,
that's true.
You gotta be one or the other. And
Word is born. You ain't never said nothing truer than that. You gotta do one. I mean, motherfucker, if you can't talk, you better be able to fight. And if you can't fight, damn, at least you better talk so you can get a fight. You feel me? That's how you gonna get another check. Like Jordan, counterpunch.
Yo, y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
My shit clear?
Yeah.
My mic clear?
Yeah.
All right. First of all, like 3 calls ago, this dummy was talking shit about Jake Paul saying he not fighting nobody. Yo, bro, let's not forget Jake Paul was on Disney Channel. This motherfucker's on Disney Channel headlining these fucking stadiums fighting against for UFC world champions, bro. These are not bums. These are not taxi drivers. We're talking about UFC contenders, legends, champions. I don't give a fuck who he's fighting, bro. And you got people calling and hating, saying he not fighting a real boxer. How about you go in the fucking ring and fight a UFC champion? You get knocked the fuck out talking shit about Jake Paul. You know what's funny too? Is that you hating on Jake Paul, but you calling in the boxer boys hating on Jake Paul. So he doing something right. If you over here fucking wasting 5 minutes of your day talking shitting on another person trying to build up the best sport in the world. Think he building up the sport. He added more fans to the sport. Be grateful. And yo, Ness.
Yo.
It's a free country, right? Free speech.
Yep.
So why niggas ban me in the Discord?
What?
In the backcourt, yo, Ness. They banned me in the backcourt, bro. Swear to God.
Back call
Somebody in your
only.
Discord.
Back call only, or the whole Discord.
I don't know. I gotta recheck it, but I came in the Discord. Was debating boxing. You know, I guess they got mad back there. It was like 20 of them. They got mad. So somebody like deafened me or some shit, like banned me, some shit. But yeah, I just want to say, everybody in that backcourt is a bitch. You know who you are. We was in there for 3 days in a row. Everybody in that backcourt is a bitch except Adrian. Adrian, he was cool. He's the only one that was cool. But everybody else, a bitch. Now I slap shit out. Everybody in that backcourt, you know who you are. But yeah, that's my call though. Everybody have a great day.
Jordan the most hated. I don't know what happened, but There's not too many people that are moderators back there, so we'll get to the bottom of it. SDX Renzi, what up?
Good morning, Ness. Shout out TBV. Shout out to you, Ness, every time for pound work, man. I love how you've been doing the show, even the Sunday morning after, man, so we can really voice it off. Because, you can't always hold it till Monday.
Word.
Uh, I definitely want to say last night was a phenomenal night of boxing. I want to start with that. Um, it was I almost had $1,000 night, Ness, and that shit definitely lifted me up. If I would have caught the Shadeja fight, I would have made at least 2K last night.
Yeah, you
But I
see,
was
I'm
at
I'm
my
so
man's
mad,
fight out
man.
here in Mass. He fought last night, so I was at the fight ringside watching the fight. You feel watching the Jake Paul card, and I'll start from the bottom. Shadeja, I ain't gonna lie, Ness, you real critical, but like you said, she needs that, where it's like people that really believe in her, because that's how I was at my man's fight last night. It's just critical, like when you know a person on a personal level and you know what they're capable of. I need you to show me that, champ, because like the guy that my man's that fought last night is the same man's that fought Jeremiah Milton, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I went to his fight, and it was like he had a guy in there that just came back off of suspension for PEDs, and man, he could have knocked this guy out. Got a knockdown, and the guy had a point deduction for throwing him to the ground, and he still lost in a majority decision. And I'm
What?
like, bro, that's your fault because you got to be able to show these people why you different from the guy you in the ring with. So in that case, I'll just say Shadeja, she did what she was supposed to do and got the job done. But we do want to see a little bit more volume, a little bit more consistency. Stick with that body, and she'll be getting people out of her way. I feel like in due time. So I missed her fight. I didn't get to bet on it, but I did bet on the Amanda Serrano live for the decision, and she got me $300. I feel like Serrano, she really probably let the lady make it through, like she said in the post fight interview.
Hell no.
She really just carried her through, which I can't say as well. The lady
Hell
took a
no.
beating, and I
Hell
still
no.
salute her because she had a lot of will, and it takes a lot to be continue to get punched in the face like that, and even get off the stool between rounds. So shout out to her for being a good fighter. Like people say, these people look bad in these performances, but until you have stepped in the ring, and I challenge anybody that listens to the Boxing Voice, I don't give a fuck if you sign up for a 1-day class. Just go in there and put on the gloves and the headgear for the 3-minute round. That's the minimum. And then let us know how you feel about what these fighters doing, because bro, until you laced up yourself, you don't really know what it feel like. And I know because even without being a fighter like that, bro, anybody that has actually tried to train and stepped in there for them 3 minutes, bro, that 3 minutes, that
That's
should
the
get different.
bell, champ. That's the bell. But absolutely agree with you. Um, that's why we did Border Wars for 13 seasons, man. It got so big, USA Boxing, you know, flagged the last one and wants us to convert. I was actually talking to Mauricio about it at the appreciation night because I definitely want my shit to be a WBC tournament so that you guys could win WBC titles. But that's just a whole nother job. Look at Danny. Danny helped me with the appreciation night and the fight party. Y'all don't even be seeing him in studio, right? It's a whole nother job. So it takes a lot to do these side TBV things. We need to keep building that team so that they can be, heads of every department because I cannot. And again, hat off to Danny, who did a fantastic job with this year's events, everything that had to do with the weekend. Bud and Crawford, who's the same person. Earl and Spence was also part of that. But shout out to Hardin. If you in Vegas, head on over to Hardin. Don't forget they on Desert Inn Road. Use the code TBV. Damn, somebody actually tagged me, and I gotta repost you. But definitely tag me with your bag. I'm gonna repost you on the Boxing Voice and get you out there. We appreciate you using our code to get like 15% off. Also, don't forget to see Stephanie or Kiki. Because they will really take care of you. That being said, let me get to CYP. Actually, I think I had a counter punch, but go ahead, champ. What's up?
What up, what up, what up?
I do got a counter punch. Go ahead, champ.
Let me know y'all hear me.
We hear you.
Good, good, good. First off, Jordan, I think that was Jordan who got banned from the back call. I ain't got shit to do with that. I'm not back there no more. They banned the kid too. So it seems to me, anybody who really about them that aggressive nature, they get a little sensitive back there. I'm sad it got to that point. I created it. They kicked me out. So don't feel bad, Jordan. Just look at it like this. They kicked you out of the back call. But the only person from the back call that showed up to appreciation in person was the creator, CYP. Think about that. Y'all talk a lot of shit, but none of y'all niggas show up but me. All right. Oh, Adrian. Shout out to Adrian. He knows he said Adrian's the coolest. Yeah. Adrian was at the appreciation party, DJ, doing his fucking thing. Shadeja, listen, we do love you here. That's the reason why we critiquing you. But the truth of the matter is, activity wins more rounds than knockdowns do. Let's do the history of boxing. Your activity can win you so many rounds. We don't want you to go to a fight and get robbed, but you hurt the girl more. But the rounds you didn't win enough. We don't want to see that. That's why we're telling you pick that activity up so you don't get robbed. It's not that we don't think you're great. We just don't want you getting robbed. We watch a lot of boxing around here, baby. And I'm telling you, you're gonna lose some rounds and get robbed on some bullshit because you just didn't have enough activity. Please step the activity up. Your trainers, listen to what I'm telling you. Stop being C-level trainers with an A-level fighter. Step your fucking game up too and teach you that as well. Yes, I said that. Stop being C-level trainers for an A-level fighter. You're stunting her growth. What's her name? Amanda Serrano. Good fighter, great fighter, did a lot of things, but she's not fucking with Alicia Bumgarner. Let me tell you something. Alicia Bumgarner gonna get all due respect on TBV. She came in, rocked out. She had her bodyguard with her, Hassan Rahman Jr. That nigga was surrounding her. This nigga was surrounding her. But she here, she rep with us, we gonna rep her. She got CYP as a fan forever. So anybody thinking that Amanda Serrano could beat her, when the fight come, hit me up, we gonna bet on that. Because I guarantee you, Alicia Bumgarner beats Amanda Serrano. That's CYP. I'm out.
Yo, yo, my man just said Hasim Rockman for Jake Paul. And look at this. I text Hasim Rockman to see if this fake. Cause I haven't heard about this. Is this shit real? Is he fighting AJ? When did they announce this? I'm about to go to Eddie's Twitter, Instagram. What the fuck? Is this real? Let me click AJ's because this can't be real, right? AJ hasn't got it on his. Let me see on his story. No. Okay. Maybe Hasim out here trying to get the fight. I don't know. Is this real? Does anybody know if this is real? I'm clicking on the zone. And they haven't posted nothing. I don't know. I guess maybe it's not real. Maybe that's why. But I don't know. Like I said, I text him. I'll let you know.
It's all over. He's knocked
That
out.
would be interesting if he's fighting AJ on a late minute replacement. I do have a counterpunch though from. Oh, look at what I'm doing here. Unbelievable. I do have a counterpunch from my man SDX Renzi. What up? Damn, y'all, don't be copying my sound bites. Now y'all got to see all my sound bites. Oh, he dropped off. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. It's going to help with the visibility of the show. It's going to put this episode in the eyes of other boxing fans that don't know we're here 7 days a week talking boxing. What up?
Yeah, I'm back, Ness. That's another thing I was gonna throw in my car because I seen he posted that the other day, and that's one of my guys too. That's who introduced me to the sport, Hasim. I want to know if that fight is legit as well because if he getting in there with Joshua, you feel me? I gotta say I want to see my boy bang it out. But from he posted it, his family been posting it, so I don't know if they finalizing the deal or whatever. But that's what he got. He said he
I
got
think he
coming.
might be. I think he might be fishing. I think he might be
Okay.
fishing. Trying to see what
But
happened.
but even but even that, just to piggyback off my last call, I don't know where I ended at, but I was about to say, I just wanted to say with Jake, man, I feel like the only difference in Jake now compared to any other fighters, bro, is that he has money. So it's like we can't. They a lot of people won't give him credit for the fights that he's had up until this point because these are the fights that's usually not televised. The man has been having pay-per-view fights since like day one, or like you feel me, like fight two or three. So it's like you're getting to see him fight these sandbags. And I feel that if he really serious as he say he is about boxing, if he keep going, he gonna be put in a position where he can fight like for a world title if that's what he really want. It's just these are the fights that take you to be able to put you in position because all he doing is instead of fighting boxers that's on a super low level, which a lot of these guys at these club fights and state fights they do. They fight guys who literally just go straight pro. They don't even take no amateur fights, and then they beat up on those guys. But at least with Jake, he fighting on MMA guys who, like, they have experience with fighting, so they ain't no pushover either. Because like one caller said that those MMA guys, they when they come in there and they fight with boxers, they're working on their stand up game. So they cool with taking punches because those punches with those damn gloves on ain't nothing like a kick to your face, a elbow, a knee, a shin. That shit, a glove is like pillow fist to somebody when you used to getting kicked straight feet to the face. So you commend the glove, like you like, okay, that glove is like a little, like a little tap compared to a foot and a knee. So I feel like this is good. Like Jake he just needs to get a boxer now. Like we said, even if he go back to the Hassim fight, that will be a good fight against a boxer where he could really start testing his skills. But Jake showed me that he willing to box if he need to. I didn't see him stopping Nate because, like I said, I know Nate was just gonna go in there and take whatever he could give. That's what Nate does, and even in MMA, like a caller said, he takes kicks and punches to the face, and bloody and all, he gonna still try to get the fight and get it to the ground, and that's how he normally win in MMA. So they even talking about Jake going over there to fight MMA. I would love to see that, but I would rather just see him stick to boxing, man. Get a competitive fight.
SDX, that is the bell. Thank you for calling in. What's going on, Coach Xavier Miller? How are you?
Oh, Nessa, mad man.
What happened?
That event that you had looked amazing, man. I wanted to get out there, man.
Oh man, yeah, nah, it was
It looked
amazing. Next
it
time,
looked
I'm
good. It looked
sure.
good. It looked really good, man. Congrats, man. It looked really good.
Thank you, thank you. How are you?
You know what? Honestly, the gym is very, very busy at the moment. It's a lot of fighters in there. I've got about 10 pros at the moment, so it's hectic, but it's good. It's good.
It's always good to be busy.
Indeed, always.
So I'm assuming you not back with Dillian, right?
No, I haven't seen Dillian or the team. It must be close to a year now. Ever since he went out to train with Buddy in America, and I came back to my gym, I haven't seen any or seen or heard from any of the guys really. So
I
not for a long time.
I know you probably don't want to say much, but what's your thoughts on his fight cancellation?
Same as everybody else, I'm very very shocked. Dillian is I can tell you firsthand, he's a very very hard worker. Um, I just when I was with him in camp, when I say to you like regular, like just random testing, like just has to. It's just he's always part of a program, and yeah, just
Coach,
when I was with
slightly
him two and a
slightly
half
move
years.
your palm because you blocking the camera with your palm.
Sorry, Shaq, 1 second.
No
Let me
worries, no
let me move the
worries.
phone.
Set up. We could wait for you. We are
Okay,
being
chap.
joined with trainer Xavier Miller from the United Kingdom.
That
Has
good?
a, yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Mm.
So yeah, we
Yeah,
was
like
talking. We was talking to cancellation, but like I said, I know you don't want to say much on that. What's your thoughts of this Hasim Rahman? There's allegedly an offer has been sent to Hasim Rahman, according to Happy Punch. who does some of the promotion for those influencer fights that Rockman has been on in the past. Uh,
Okay.
they're they're alleging that Hasim Rockman has received a potential offer to step in for Dillian White for AJ on August 12th. What do you think about that? I felt like I wouldn't do that if I was AJ, especially after going through what I went through with
Mm.
with Andy. Like, do I really want to take another short notice fight? What's your thoughts on that whole situation and him? Should he just cancel it altogether or take a short notice fight? And what do you think about the potential opponent, Hasim Rahman Jr.?
Yeah, every fighter seems to handle a late replacement differently. With Joshua, I think he has. I think he's struggled. I mean, it's not just the Andy Ruiz fight. I think Takan was a late replacement as well, and he didn't look his best in that fight either. I'm not sure how late it was with the Takan fight, but that's definitely was the case. And again, it was a shorter opponent. I think he's kind of similar kind of height to Andy, so I probably wouldn't take a risk with an opponent with that stature uh, on short notice. Not for Joshua. Me personally, I wouldn't do it.
What about Andy in general? He's out here on social media saying, "Yo, let's do it a third time." There's a lot of people, saying the only man for the job is Andy Ruiz. It is a built-in trilogy. You probably could sell more tickets, or do you not do that because you would be losing money because of the short time of promotion for this third fight that could be a bigger fight if promoted properly?
I think it's very dangerous. I think Andy is one of the better heavyweights out there. I think especially when he's motivated and he's got an opponent like that in front of him, I think he's very dangerous. He To me, he's not someone like you take on short notice. I know he hasn't looked at his best, but obviously all these guys now are coming towards the end of their career. If everyone's going to be honest, we're looking at honestly like a golden generation really, because we have had a good heavyweight era. The guys have produced a lot of fun fights. Obviously with Dillian Wilder, Joshua. It has been a good run because the heavyweights were quite quiet for a while. But yeah, I think late. I think because the Wilder fight is right there, I probably wouldn't risk someone like Andy. Um, I think if Joshua was to fight someone mediocre, I think everybody have to accept it because of what's on the line later. The actual card for the in the UK at the O2, the undercard's quite good as well. So I was actually looking forward to the undercard as much as the main event. Um, but yeah, I think if you bring in just a mediocre guy, CD rate level guy, I think that's okay.
Well, I don't know where you rate Gerald Washington, but obviously Malik Scott took to social media. He's training Washington now. Washington was going to be on the undercard with Chisora. Malik is
Oh
asking
right,
to
yeah,
be
yeah.
bumped. Malik is asking to be bumped from co-main to main event with Gerald Washington stepping in for uh the Dillian White fight. Now that being said, if he is gonna fight Wilder, Gerald Washington is a tall fighter. It's sort of preparation. He's also trained by Malik Scott. It's a look into
Yeah,
that
yeah,
training camp. What do you think
yeah.
of Washington stepping in late notice?
I think that would probably be one of my preferences. I think it's a good fight. Um, I think it's good for Gerald as well. Obviously, you're going to take a fight with AJ. That's a much bigger payday, and at late notice you'd have to accommodate him for that. So it's a win-win for Gerald Washington, definitely. He's definitely had some highs and lows. Like you can tell he's a pretty dangerous heavyweight when he's when he's in that mode and he's on at his best. Then he's a handful. But he hasn't proved that he belongs with those top guys to me yet. No disrespect to him, I don't know him. I'm just going by what I've seen so far. So I think that kind of guy would probably be okay as a late notice fight for someone like Joshua.
So, Coach, female women's boxing is on the rise. You have a female fighter. That came out wrong. I meant to say women's boxing is on the rise. You have a female fighter.
Mm.
What division is she fighting?
Oh, so them is welterweight. She's
Oh,
2-0
47.
now. She's
2
she's
and
2
0
0. So
still?
yeah, Yeah, she got her third.
Damn,
She got a
champ,
bit
what's
of a,
up?
I know she's got a bit of an injury at the moment. That's what's held her up, but she should be going out again, hopefully November, December. But she's very very skilled. So yeah, she's in a good place. She's been well looked after. She's trained by myself and another coach, Junior Saba, and Junior Saba is the second coach for Ahara Davis along with Will. So Junior's a very good coach. He used to be a very very good boxer. So yeah, she's got a good team around her, and we're expecting big things next year. She's still managed by Team White. Sorry. So yeah, big things next year.
Um, how good is she? Like, can she went like how? First of all, how bad was the injury? What kind of injury was it?
Yeah, it's a hand injury, and so you know what they're like. Sometimes it can take forever, and then other times you see a couple of camps and you're okay. That's why I'm looking at November. I don't want to rush anything with her because with the female boxers they seem to develop later. So whereas you'd say like 31, 32 for a male fighter, is a bit old, but for a female fighter, it's just about right, isn't it? So yeah, I don't need to rush her. Next year she can step up, and obviously with the ladies, after 5, 6 fights, you can go for a world title. So she's in a good place, very good
I mean,
fighter. So yeah, excited about her.
Ebony Bridges got a title shot in 4 fights, and that's the
There you
reason
go.
I asked. That's the reason I asked. How serious was the injury? Because the next question was going to be, how soon can you take the leash off? Because I'm just saying, you
Mm.
got McCaskill there. She's on the
Mm-hmm.
older side. She's still a welterweight champ. Like, how far is your fighter from a McCaskill fight in terms of talent? Because obviously, she's got to bring something to the table for McCaskill to look backwards.
Yeah, I think Sadem is good enough to mix with any of these girls. Like I say, another 3 fights. Just so she's up to around the 5 mark, just to get a bit more experience. I'd like her to do a 8-rounder and then go for one of these domestic sort of titles or one of these international titles. And then, yeah, definitely step her up. I mean, McCaskill is going in with Sandy Ryan next, isn't she?
Is she?
Sandy, yes. I think that's what I'm hearing, that Sandy Ryan is going to be fighting McCaskill. So that's a good fight.
Isn't that the
I've
girl
been
that's
in.
like 6-0?
Yeah. She yeah, it's a good fighter, Sandy. So that'll be a good fight. She had a good amateur background, Sandy. Quite a deep, extensive amateur background. So yeah, that should be a good fight. If she's on her game, then I think she'll give McCaskill a lot of trouble. She is a good boxer.
Did you watch the fights this weekend?
I watched. I like her. I like Amanda Serrano. I like her. Technically, I like the way she fights. Um, I thought Shadeja, a big fan of her as well, but she just looked a little bit. I don't know. She looked a bit tired after like 4 or 5. She looked a bit tired, but I do like watching her fight. She's exciting, quite heavy-handed. So yeah, I do like watching her. I didn't see the main event. I'll be honest with you, I didn't see it. But yeah, they're the only 2 fights. Actually, I only watched really the 2 female fights. Really,
Wow,
so.
no interest in the main event. I'm thinking since Tommy beat him, maybe you interested the possible rematch. No, you didn't even care
Mm.
about the first one.
No, I did. It's just that when I got up this morning, because I don't really stay up late for fights that much anymore. I'm too old for that, man. That's a struggle for me. But I watched some of the fights back this morning. I haven't got to that fight yet, but definitely today at some point I'll watch that fight. I think Jake is really good for boxing. I don't know why people have got this negative view on him. I think he's. I mean, the fighters on the undercard, a lot of times they wouldn't even get a look in. So some people are just too negative for being negative for the sake of it. Like, give the guy his props. He's not just involved in decent fights himself, because they are entertaining, but he's bringing fighters up with him, which is anyone who's doing that. I'm a fan of anyway.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So obviously, you being in the UK, is Shadeja Green ready for Savannah
Oh,
Marshall? She's the mandatory. She's like the interim champ. What's your thoughts on that fight?
Definitely. I've been watching Shadeja for a while. She just some of the female boxers, obviously, you've either got
90
the
seconds.
the ladies are either really really good or really really bad. Like, there's not really much to talk about in the middle. But she's one of the top ones, and I think that she'll give Savannah a really really good fight. It's a close fight. Um, they're both decent punchers as well, but I could see that going to points. But again, as long as she has the energy level she needs to compete in because Savannah can set quite a high pace and maintain it. Yeah, I think it's a great fight. Great fight.
You know, man, I just interviewed her. She was on the show earlier, and I didn't even think about that because she said after that first round, she needed that first round to kind of compose because every seat in the house was packed.
Mm,
I'm gonna have to check how many tickets have been sold on her last 3 fights. She's been on Jake Paul undercards because she's gonna have to go to the UK. Not only is
yeah,
Savannah a
yeah,
ticket seller and the champion, but Peter Fury can't come over here, so it's like they got to do that fight in the UK.
they do. Yeah.
I don't think Green has ever fought in the UK. I got to text her. She might be on a plane right now, but I don't. That's important. They might have to get her a fight out there before the big fight out there.
But who's the boxer that Savannah just beat? Is it Fran? I can't remember
Franchon
her name. Sorry.
Cruz. Franchon Cruz.
Yeah, I don't think she's technically anywhere near as good as the likes of Shadeja or Clarissa. I think Savannah will struggle with the technical ability of Shadeja. But again, Savannah's a good boxer herself. You know, she's only really lost to Clarissa, which is there's no shame in that. Clarissa is extremely talented. So yeah, I think at this we couldn't have asked for a better fight really at this point in time for those two. I think it'd be a great fight.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So you say you got about 10 fighters. I feel almost
Yeah, yeah.
embarrassed. I don't know all 10, so let's take it from the top.
That's all right. A lot of them, I mean, two of them have actually got their debuts in September. Um, Obviously, K Prosper is coming back. I mean, his last fight was against Sandor Martin. He's had about 2 or 3 different injuries. That's what's held him out for quite a long time. But he's back in September. He jumped from domestic English title level all the way up to European to go and fight Sandor. Lost on points, but then you saw what Sandor went on to do, having a very close fight with Tio and beating Mikey. So yeah, Kay said he doesn't want to finish his career on that loss. He wants to just have another go. So happy to support him there. He's a very, very close friend of mine as well. Yusuf Kamara is there. Sadem Amma's there. Yeah, there's quite a few, man. It's like, and I've got quite a bit of help in my gym as well now. So I'd have to do all the hands-on stuff all the time. It was getting exhausting. This honestly, because I'm 50 now. So when you got that much fighters,
Damn,
like the
you
whole,
look good, bro. 50? That's
I'm trying.
crazy.
I'm trying,
Can't
yeah, because
tell. Can't tell.
when you got to train all them fighters back to back to back, it can be quite tiring. But now I've got a good. I managed to rebuild my team since I came back from Portugal, and yeah, I'm probably in the happiest place I've been in for a long time. Back home, with my friends, my family, and with my fighters. A lot of them came over to Portugal to come and support me. Well, to come and train over there. Spent a lot of their money, but yeah, we just picked up and we're getting back to where we were. So yeah, really, really happy in a good place. And obviously, the plan was I was trying to come out to your event, but I had a fighter going out on a card the same week, and I really like it was this. I think it was like about 2 weeks beforehand. I was like, what am I going to do? Because I know you don't do this kind of events that often, and I keep saying I'm going to come out
Yeah.
there, but I thought that was the one. I'm going to say, I'm going to call them and say, yes, I'm here. But yeah, it'll have to be the next one. I really want to meet you and Danny, man. I listen to you guys all the time, and yeah, you guys have always reached out to me and supported me. So yeah, I wanted to show the same love back, But definitely, no doubt, I will get out there, man.
Nah, for sure, man. I mean, Danny again, he did a fantastic job, so I'm sure we'll try and do it more often because we hadn't
That's
done
your best
one.
co-host so far, man. That's your best.
Yeah, no,
You.
yeah.
I swear. You sometimes two people, they just it just fits, man. I mean, obviously, me and my other head coach Nick,
I ain't gonna
we've been
front.
around
I
each other
like
so
Mike
long that
though.
you
I
know.
can't put Mike out.
Oh, Mike's the man.
Me and Mike never. We was definitely good. Our differences
Mm,
were only differences, but I feel like we gelled well together.
definitely,
Um,
definitely.
but
Mike the Gross.
Danny is a hustler. Not to say Mike wasn't, but Danny's a next level hustler. So that's what I need. You
Okay.
know what I mean? Because I can't do everything, man. I can't do
No, you
everything.
can't. You can't, man. That's the same in my gym. I had to go and get help, because obviously
Exactly.
I didn't want the quality to drop. So, and it's hard because when you're coaching, you have a way that you want to do stuff, but you have to bring people in and accept that you got to take on their ideas on board. It took me a while to do that because Obviously, I've got a certain way I want to do things, but now I've done that and I'm comfortable who's at my gym. Yeah, very, very good place right now, man. Definitely.
Well, Coach, man, go ahead and give out your social media. Let me get back to these phone calls. Let everybody know where they can follow you, and that way they can
Yeah,
obviously get to know your fighters.
yeah. Official Xavier Mill on Instagram. Obviously, I always text back and reach out and post all the time. So especially with you guys. So yeah, I've also got another big event as well on the 16th of September called the Box Off. I started promoting now, so
Okay.
that's going to be it's going to be in Birmingham. It's going to be like a, I don't know what you guys would call it out there, but it's kind
Club
of a
show?
regional tournament.
Oh,
It's
regional. Okay.
it's going to be a regional tournament, yeah. So you're going to have like Manchester beat London, Birmingham beat Leeds. There's going to be about 20 fighters on there.
Wait, so
I
it's
had two.
amateur. So it's amateur.
No, no, professional.
Oh.
Yeah, got two. We had two huge investors come in, and these guys had this idea about 2.5 years ago, and they brought me on board. And yeah, we managed to get approval by the British Boxing Board, and that's going to launch on the 16th. So yeah, I'll keep you up to date with that as well. So I'm excited about that too.
Last one, last one. Do you consider Jawan Guzman Derek James's assistant?
Derek James assistant. You know what? I see. I only ever see Derek with his fighters, but with Bomac, I always see him with the team. Like whenever I see videos and that. So I don't know. I didn't even know Derek even had a second to. I didn't know he had a second to. Honestly,
Yeah, I don't know that he's
didn't know.
considered I don't know that he's considered a second, but Jamel brought him in since the Castano fight. The
I suppose
first
it would make sense
after
because
the first fight, he brought him in for the second fight, and now he's been working with him in Houston for over a month now, while
yeah.
Derek
So
was with Earl.
I would say it makes sense though because Derek's stable is growing, isn't it? Like I said, you can't do it on your own. Since he's got Ryan, he's got Errol, he's got Joshua, he's got Charlo. Like you're going to need some help. Like otherwise, you can't give the same quality of work. You got to get help. So yeah, it'll make sense. It'll make a lot of sense.
Well, all right, Coach. On the way out, we got Niners bar none $2 super chat. Word, Coach Miller. Word, he is spitting fire. So they definitely enjoyed the interview. We thank you once again. Say that social media one more time for anybody didn't hear you.
Yeah, that's official Xavier Miller. That's on Instagram, and shout out to all your fans. Like I listen to their calls, very knowledgeable. Yeah, so it's a good community you've got, man. I'm looking forward to getting out there, man. It's coming.
All right. Appreciate you.
Take care, brother.
Appreciate you. All
See you
right, all
soon, man.
right.
Take care. Now.
You got it. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Coach Xavier Miller out of the UK. We going out to Jay Ruiz.
You.
You.
Oh man. I don't know if you had an opinion on that overtime elite, like what they're doing with the different rules, and I don't even know how that works, like with the rest of boxing, like with the whole extra round and bonuses for first or last round knockouts. I don't know if you caught that card, but that was pretty. I mean, the ring was smaller. Like I don't know, it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I didn't have a chance to watch it. I wanted to. I interviewed the CEO on here when it first broke. I just haven't had the time to watch it.
Okay. I mean, like I don't. Does that what difference? Because obviously these are all prospects and whatnot. Like they had Moritaya's brother on there and different prospects, but like with the different commissions and whatnot, like they can't do shit like that in boxing, right? Adding rounds and shit.
Yeah, they can't do that shit.
Okay. I mean, it's
You got
interesting
to
and
get that
it's fun to.
approved. You got to get that approved with the commissions, the sanctionings, and every commission is different, right? It's state to state. That's probably why they got it approved in Atlanta. They're a little more lenient to shit. They can approve fighters that lost 11 times in a row and shit.
True, true, true. And I don't know if you catch that epilogue for the Crawford
I didn't yet. I didn't
Spence.
yet.
Yeah, Crawford different, man. He went and played top golf after he whooped his ass, man.
What? Well, it was early, bro. It was like what fucking time was it? Right? Like it was still like 10 o'clock maybe by the time I left, and I and I and
No, I'm just saying,
and I
you
hung
know, you don't
around.
normally see that on those. on those epilogues and whatnot. But it was just cool to see, and
That is
it just
true,
made
right?
Charlo.
It's strange that it wasn't a scene like with his family in the hotel or something. You're right. He did go play Top Golf. That's weird. I gotta see it. I haven't watched it.
Okay, but yeah, man, that's my call, man.
All right. Let me see. We got C Dub. What up?
Yo, how are you?
Straight.
Straight, that's what's up. Shout out TBV, smash that like button. It's free. Do something with yourself. This one for the hardcores. This the weekend for the hardcores, man. What a weekend for boxing. Jake Paul, doing his thing. Still doing it, man. We've been on this train and it's still going. It's still going. I don't know who they're gonna pick. Rockman Jr. would be perfect. But I don't know who they're going to pick. So it's interesting. I can't wait to see who they're going to pick to keep the train going, to keep the pay-per-views coming. Nate Diaz, I don't know who don't know UFC box. I mean, who don't know UFC, but yes, he's a great fighter. He may not be one of the best fighters, not a top fighter, but he was. You would say he's a little bit better than good. You just got to look at his highlights. He beat some good. He beat Conor McGregor, like so. He beat some good people. He got some names. He's one of those ones like I want to say like a Sean Porter. Like he lost a lot of good matches and he beat a lot of good people too. So Hall of Fame. So I mean I don't know what you would say about that. Shadeja Green. Stop saying, man. The work rate slowed down because that girl was after she rebooted this. After she rebooted, you heard what Shadeja said. Them combos came straight down the pipe, and they was crispy too. So since they were so crispy, at first when she heard her, she'll come in, and then she got hit with them combos, and then she adjusted, and then she started just coming up with the high guard after she heard her because she was going after she heard her, she was going to throw them combos. So I don't know if she should have swung with her to try to punch with her the next adjustment, but yes, girl was after she got Olivia. I can't wait to bet on her again. I can't wait to her next fight, so we could bet on the decision, even if she could fight Bud. But nah, man, Olivia was. I mean, she was tough because Shadeja was hitting her with everything. Shadeja looked good. It still was a good match. She still did good in the ring. So, but I still got Clarissa, man. We got Clarissa now. We know Clarissa going to get her now. So if you want to make that bet, holler at me.
Mm. I hear you, champ. I don't know. I don't know. I guess it's because you guys want to poke your chest out and look brave, but I'm pretty sure I've been saying for years now, especially since gambling is legalized in numerous states I live in, that I don't make bets with people. I make bets with the bookies and make money for real. You guys make bets with people and then they disappear. Then you calling into the show talking about yo so and so owes me. Like I'm not with all that shit. I make real money from the bookies, champ. And I'll see you then. I'm glad. I need more people like y'all so that the line is right, you know?
Yo, Ness, TBV, how you doing?
What up?
Dude, I'm watching your Border Wars right now, man. Border Wars 7.
Mm.
This guy, man, this shit's funny, man. That's cool, man. That's cool. Hey, but I think Jake Paul needs to
It gets
fight
better with the times, we grew, right? Like each one gets better. I
uh-huh.
feel like visually and everything. It was definitely an evolution.
Damn, it's just hard to find them, but I'm gonna keep scrolling because I just found this one. This one looks good.
Yeah, just
That's
search it.
cool, man. That's
Search it
cool.
always using Border Wars, Boxing Voice, and they'll all pop up.
Oh, all right. That's funny, man. That's cool. That's cool. Hey, but I think what was I gonna say? Jake Paul and McGregor need a fight, man. Like they will make so much money off of that, man. And it fits McGregor perfect. Like McGregor is not trying to like deal all that UFC bullshit right now. You know
That
what I
is
mean?
that
So
is the goat fight. That is the goat fight. That is it, bro. If he could get that shit, oh my god, I would love it, bro. I would
all the
love it.
shit talking that's gonna
I
go down,
know,
man.
I know. That's really, really WWE right there. I
They're
love
gonna
it.
they'll sell it right off the bat, man. I don't even know how McGregor hasn't like thought about it, you know? Or I'm pretty sure they have because I know they called out and talked shit about each other. So, but he is in that one series right now. I think it's called The Ultimate Fighter. I think it's called. I don't really watch it like that. So, and he might fight this guy called Michael. I don't know, whatever. It's some small guy, but they're supposed to fight, but I don't think he's gonna actually fight him, man, because he keeps like not showing up to events and
Who?
shit like McGregor. That's the
Oh,
last thing I've seen about him. Like he won't show up to certain things, or like he
I
won't even
think,
like do
yo,
a
it's
testing
crazy.
shit.
It's crazy. Maybe he don't think he could win because there's money in that fight, bro. There's massive money in that fight for him.
Yeah, there is. I don't think he'll win either, to be honest.
Jake is
Jake is
big too, man. Jake is
yeah,
like
he's
a
pretty
fucking
fucking big.
200 pounder, bro.
Yeah, like, and McGregor has to make sure not to get gassed out because he himself bulked up. Remember, and this is a boxing fight. He's gonna have to be running around 10 rounds. And we already saw him in the Mayweather fight. He got knocked out by Mayweather, bro. I mean, not knocked out, but he was so gassed out that every single punch landed on, was killing him almost. So I kind of would imagine what Jake would do, box him out maybe, because I ain't gonna lie, man. Jake got boxing IQ, but you know what it is that stops him? Him getting tired, man. He has too much
I mean,
weight on him,
it's his
man.
first 10 rounder.
What was his last fight?
8
With Tommy.
rounds.
Oh, okay. I mean, it don't matter, man. You've been training, man.
It do
So
matter because you
it don't matter.
lost. You lost your last fight,
Oh yeah,
so you
yeah.
could have did another 8 rounder. Diaz.
TPV, take it easy.
Diaz asked for 10 rounders purposely because that's what they wanted to get Jake late. Salute to Jake for taking and showing his greatness and coming on top. We got Trees, Toledo, Ohio. Kind of punch. Trees, Toledo, Ohio. Trees, Toledo, Ohio. Trees, Toledo, Ohio. Oh shit, my bad, Trees. My bad. You did. My bad. That was my fault. Good for
Hello?
you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I hear you.
Yep. Okay. Okay. Bet. I'm like, damn. Hello. All right. Bet. For sure. All right. But I just wanted to chime in real quick. I heard the interview with the manager and shit. He piqued my interest with something he was talking about with that tournament shit, where he said they got like 20 professionals or something like that in Britain. I was lit. I'm like, damn. That piqued my interest. But I know that you had what's buddy the Mauricio Suleiman, the WBC. What he did, like the CEO, right, chairman or whatnot, commissioner or whatnot.
El
But like,
Presidente, man. The El Presidente of the
okay,
WBC.
Presidente. Okay, my fault. Let me throw some respect on his name. My fault. But shit, I'm curious. Like, have you ever talked to him about like the WBC instituting a tournament, like for some of these divisions, bro? Like for somebody, like for divisions like 135 or
They've
168,
done it
shit
before. I
like
could
this.
go through my email and find it. The thing is that not everybody joins it. They usually are tournaments done for smaller promoters and smaller fighters that don't have, you know, the ability, but you never gonna see your PBCs and your top ranks get in them tournaments. That shit just don't it don't happen like that.
Okay. Okay, I'm just be curious. I just be curious. I know everything take money and shit, but I mean, I feel like with this boxing shit, the year that we've been having, it's this type of shit that get motherfuckers excited, bro. I'm excited, bro. We done had a good year, bro. We getting big fights and shit like this here. We got big fights to come. Like I'm getting excited, bro. I'm just curious about shit like that. The tournaments of the other top rank in the PBC shit that would be fire. And another thing, I was just talking to my uncle on the phone. You feel me? Apparently he's a women's boxing fan. I know a lot, bro. I know a lot. He surprised me every day. But he throw something out here. He was saying something about Shadaza Green versus like what was shorty name? Maricela Cornejo. When she got
Uh-huh.
your appreciation night, by the way, I believe.
Yeah.
She got
Mariciela,
your
bro. Mariciela, I don't know that she's gonna take that fight. Mariciela moved down in weight. She's fighting at
okay.
47, and she's training with Ishmael
Okay.
Salas now. Maybe I guess if the money right, she'll move up. But remember, she fights at 47 now.
Okay, I was just Uncle was throwing it out there because it's like a common opponent. You feel me? For that Clarissa had just fought, so it's like to the naked eye, something you feel me? So it's like, oh, I'll give her something to compare Shadeja to against with a Clarissa. You see what we saying? That's what we do. We do like that Savannah fight too, but it's I don't know. I don't know. Is she gonna go to England for that, or is that gonna be in the States, or how that shit gonna work? I don't know how that shit
Yeah,
gonna
I
work either.
mean, I
But
gotta have to ask. Like that shit slipped my mind. Like Peter Fury can't come over here unless, see, unless it's on a big Jake undercard, right? Like, what if Jake fights Andrew Tate and he wants Shadeja and this girl Marshall on the undercard? Marshall might have
hey, but hold
to.
on, let me slide it. Let me slide in real quick. Let me slide in real quick. Next, you know what the fuck going on Friday, August 11th? We got Albert Bell on that overtime boxing shit. And shout out to O'Shea Jones. Shout out to O'Shea Jones. She won her fight too. So yeah, shout out Toledo, Ohio. Shout out TBV. You be cool, man. But
Let's
yeah,
do it.
talk to me about that.
So yeah, I mean, again, it's interesting. You know, I texted her finish listening to the show, but I don't know if she's gonna finish listening to the show because there's definitely that. She got to go on the road and fight in front of them fans. That's a lot of fans yelling against you. Nike Hendricks, what up? Nike Hendricks, what up? What up? Up, what up? If you on Discord, it is time to raise your hand. We got Earn Luck. Excuse me. Earn Luck that says, this internet shit is hard. You a day. Holla. Salute, champ. I'm every day with it, man. I let it shit. You feel me? It's no big deal. I love it. I literally watched the fight. Yo, Nike, you gonna have to jump off and come back. I literally watched the fight right here yesterday and didn't go live because Danny overslept. And then I'm like, fucking Shadeja fight had already started. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna just watch it alone. And then I said, damn, should I do an immediate reaction? But it's like Jake's performance wasn't what the casual fans wanted. So it's like, man, I'll see y'all in the morning. Which I did. And it looks like Nike dropped off. So I'm gonna check these super chats. We do have a poll. And we're asking which is the biggest possible fight next for Jake? Andrew Tate, 37%. Tommy Fury, KSI winning 16%. Conor McGregor, 32%. Jorge Masvidal, 15%. I certainly like three of those fights. Like, I would love the Tate fight. I would love the Gregor fight. And I would love the Masvidal fight. The Tommy Fury KSI winner, that could wait. We seen that. We seen Fury, and then we seen Logan fight KSI. It's like we don't really need that right now. Let KSI do his thing. If he beats Fury, then that's cool. But while he's doing that, let's let Jake do something else, and keep making legacy. But let me check here. We got Julio Guzman says, I went to that Atlanta event. It was a great venue. Salute, bro. He went to the OTX event. That's what's up. I got James Benitez, $2 super chat. Jake versus Andrew Tate would be massive. I agree. Robert Cassidy, $5 super chat says, Nate Diaz's chin is impressive. Clapping hands emoji, but Jake will get the Connor fight eventually, but Dana will need his cut. Love TBV with the love emoji. Appreciate you. SDX Renzi, $2 super chat says, Bud Spence shirts came in today. Salute TBV. Salute emoji. Salute to you for winning. Speaking of that, he triggered me. This is your last moment to get in the Crunk shirt raffle. We're gonna do it right now. So anybody that wants to get in the raffle, this is the Cash App that you need to use. It's right here on the screen in front of you. If you're not watching this on YouTube.com/the boxing void, where you should be subscribed and have that notification bell, click then the Cash App is $ THABOXINGVOICE1. THABOXINGVOICE1 or $NESGTO. Let's pull up the shirt raffle and get ready to spin it to see who wins. Just gonna give a few seconds for anybody that wants to do last minute because I was out. If not, we're gonna spin. So we'll put I think I got a 1 minute timer somewhere around here. Where's my 1 minute timer? Open it up. There we go. Don't you love when things come together? 1 minute timer is like, if I move my head the wrong way, it's gonna be in my way. But I'm gonna just leave it there anyway, or move it. All right, nah, I don't like it there. What about here? There we go. Over. All right, so 35 seconds left, and then I'm gonna click this wheel. So you better hurry up, even though there's a 15-second delay. So we'll do that 1 minute plus the 15 seconds, because there is a delay. There is a delay. Catch us tomorrow, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central. And in a matter of 15 more seconds, we're going to go ahead and announce a lucky winner. Remember, the winner, you got to contact me to give me your full name and mailing address so that we can send out this exclusive Crunk shirt sent to us by the good friends over at Crunk Gym. Shout out to Charles. Shout out to Sugar Hill. He was supposed to come through. I'm glad I never announced it because, there are some people we announced that didn't come through, which sucks. But people get busy. What could you do besides be mad, which I am. All right. We got to spin the wheel. Let's go ahead and screen share. And we're screen sharing in T minus now. This is the wheel. We spun it. We zooming in. Ese moro. Salute. Salute. Salute, champ. Look, you even get little claps and everything. So catch us on the next one. We have a winner. Ese moro is the winner. Make sure you send me your real name to mail this to you and your address to mail this to you. Arrivederci.